year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner. It's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken karaage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 30th. Hubba, hubba, huzzah! Huzzah! Great shopping. A giant crafts market. You'll love the Renaissance Festival with your favorite shows. Be ready to have a great time. And don't be afraid to participate. Huzzah! Jousting nights. Huzzah! Silly fun for the entire family. Huzzah! Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah! Lots of new shows. Non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable. You'll adore the Renaissance Festival. Weekends now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or online at arizona.renfestinfo.com.
Kids need to read. Kids, get free admission to the Renaissance Festival when you bring 2 new books to donate to Kids Need to Read. That's right, get free admission to the Renaissance Festival when you bring 2 new books to donate to Kids Need to Read. See you this weekend. Huzzah!
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. And hey, look, everybody, we got Harris. He's in the house. A lot of H's here. If I say Harris in the house, Harris Hicks in the house, Triple H, that would make it quadruple H's if I say Harris Holland Hicks in the house, right?
A lot of alliteration.
I love alliteration, actually. I'm
alliteration.
a fan. I am a fan. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I feel like I might block Ralph on the text line.
Uh-oh.
If he wasn't a sponsor, I'd be seriously thinking it. First thing he does, before we get in here, is he sends over a text message to the Fanatic text line showing the standings and where the Lakers are. Mm-hmm. And he's got it circled like I give a crap. They've won 6 in a row and they're in second place right behind the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, picture says it all. I just type back, new phone, who dis? I'm not gonna.
That's the perfect way to handle it, Jeffco.
But I also just, oh God, the mouse is hovering over the block button. Oopsie. Oh no, what did I do? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't do that. Anyway, hi, what's new?
Nothing. What's new with you, Jeffco?
Well, I just thought I'd ask. I mean,
thanks.
Just wanted to see what was new.
I will say that my oldest son, he retired from the Air Force Reserve this past yesterday.
At the age of 65. My gosh.
He's actually,
congrats, Randy.
He'll be turning 40 in May. So
that's got to mess with your head.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
You have a son that was in the 30s, right? Yeah.
Well, he's in his early 30s. He's like, I don't know. I don't keep track of my kids' birthdays, but is that really my responsibility?
No.
Yeah, he's like 30 something. And he didn't retire from the Marines, more like 2 fingers in the air and walked off. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
deuces. Yeah.
Are you a big birthday guy, Jeffrey?
I like my birthday.
Yeah.
Wait,
oh yeah.
No, actually, just all kidding aside, And if we do that, then it's Rock and Manooch. But all kidding aside, yeah, I love birthdays.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I love
fun.
celebrating people's birthdays and other people's birthdays.
Yeah.
I just sometimes not great about keeping track of them.
Right. Yeah. It's a tough thing. And as you get older and you know more and
shut
more
the hell
people,
up about
it gets
getting older.
hard.
Who the
it
hell
gets
do you-
harder.
Don't say that sentence ever
I'm
again.
just
in my
saying, compared
presence.
to when I was a kid, it gets harder. Gets harder.
Yeah. Oh, at this ancient age that you're at, of what was that? Yeah. Come on.
23 God-given years. That's right.
23. That's how old I was when I started working with Randy. I'm not even kidding. Stop laughing. It's not
Yep.
funny. It's
Yep.
not
I think
funny.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what?
I thought it was funny.
Let's see how rich you are when you're my age. Anyway.
Only time will tell.
Oh, I remember being young. Those were good days. That was fun back then. You know, I used to, my metabolism, I was skinnier than Harris. You know, I remember having a 29-inch waist at that age.
Wow.
It was on me. I didn't have like somebody held captive in the basement or anything.
Do you remember your exact weight?
No, I didn't care. I was skinny. Why would I care? You know, I mean, I was almost too skinny. You know.
Yeah. There's definitely, I mean, better like that extreme than the other, I would say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Probably better to be too skinny than too fat. But I guess now we know. Now we know how you judge women. Okay, Harris. Well done.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
not.
look
That
at
is
that.
not
Wow.
true at all.
That just snuck right out.
That is just not.
He's like, he
true.
just tells the girls, "Hey, listen, it's great to know you, but I think I just got to let you know it's better to be too skinny than you."
That is.
God, Harris is just so mean. Why are you so mean?
I don't know, Harris. You seem like such
Jeez.
a nice young man to me.
And
And
now we hear how he talks about women. Oh,
I
it's
know.
disheartening.
I know.
Really. It just
Putting
is.
words into my mouth.
Oh,
Putting words into my mouth.
so Triple H,
Randy.
being that it's Monday, and we haven't talked to you since I think it was last Monday, I think. That was too far back. I don't remember.
I told him it's been weird training him in a dotted line. He didn't get it.
Oh yeah. We need to catch up on your latest relationship.
Oh, that's right.
As the sand through the hourglass, so are the days of Triple H.
Last we heard, Triple H had himself a little honey. All right.
Honey.
That was a good one.
And let's see what a week has brought this new blossoming relationship. That's your cue.
Oh, that's my
Harris.
cue.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah,
cue.
where you
Oh,
jump in.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jump
Well,
in right there.
yeah. Just recently got in a relationship. It's been fun.
And now it's over
It is not.
because she says, "Hey, you ain't so skinny yourself, Harris," and walked off, slamming the door.
That would be crushing.
It was a revolving door, which made it very exceptional. No, I'm serious. Okay, go ahead. Tell us about your everything going okay?
Yeah, everything's going super well. Thanks for asking.
Are we going to do this every time we see him, Randy?
Every time.
Maybe. I mean, until he's here every day,
Yeah.
then it'd be maybe a bit much.
It's probably like none of our business. I'm thinking maybe.
But I appreciate the encouragement. Due to the fear, and yes, I'll call it fear
Mhm.
of the fourth dimension,
Uh-huh.
I will not give any other details.
No, we don't blame you.
Yes, but I will say it's going very well. I'm
Well,
very
I, on the
blessed.
other hand, have a very beautiful wife, and so I talk about her all the time. I'm not
Mhm.
ashamed of her.
Yeah.
Do you give details?
He does not.
Does not. I
That's-
understand.
Well, she's been to some events and it hasn't been back since, but she's been to some events
Oh,
and
yeah.
met the fourth dimension. She's very beautiful, and you know, you can't keep baby in a corner. So yeah, I mean,
It's only a matter of time.
I don't
before
tell
they
my
find out.
personal stuff on the radio.
Right.
nothing-
Yeah.
nothing
Totally.
like-
totally
like-
fair.
I'll talk about stuff like when she tried to slip an Impossible Burger in on me once. And I felt like that was a huge betrayal, you know,
Mhm.
stuff like that. We'll talk about food stuff or just basic stuff, but no, the personal stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. That makes sense.
she's been,
I-
you know, like, I want to get personal, but she's been trying for years to get away from me.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
If she was trying to get away from you, I can't imagine what she'd feel when she saw the fourth dimension. That might be.
like I said, she hasn't been back to an event in a lot of years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
True.
and
Once
then
she sees moist one, she's like, nope.
a lot of the fourth dimension is met the wonderful Miss Kim as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
you know, they all love her. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, you know, you can give a little more if you want, or just keep it all to yourself. It's whatever
mean,
you want.
Everybody loves Miss Kim. though. I mean, it's easy.
That's good.
I mean,
That's
she's,
good, Randy.
She's quite a nice person, but
She's very nice.
Yeah,
we had to catch up on your blossoming relationship.
that's fair. That's fair. Well, I will
Is
say
she taller than you?
she's not.
Okay.
No, she's not taller than me.
See, we should ask one detail each week,
That's the only detail. Yeah,
and we'll form a picture.
like a big puzzle,
Right.
but it's going to be like a bunch of little small pieces you'll have to form over time.
And then next
She's
thing you
a lot
know,
taller
I'm
than me.
guessing her name. We found
You'll
her.
have to keep guessing. You'll have to keep guessing every day. I'm not going to give you an answer.
We found her. And if you ever want to see her again, has she heard you on the radio?
She has.
Yeah, what'd she think about that?
She has. She likes it.
Yeah.
She likes it.
She's
yeah.
like, I love you, but I don't know about those other guys. We don't. Not a fan of the show so much.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Donnie says, how about those Suns? Yeah, I know. Whatever.
Yeah.
ASU Buddy says, what type of cake do you like, Jeffrey? Well, many types.
I
Carrot
think we talked
cake,
about this last time. I was on.
German chocolate, free cake is always
Free
good.
cake is always a
Cookie
big
cake's the
one with
best.
Jeffrey. Yeah.
Robert from Surprise says, doctor said I'm fat, but I told him I'm just short for my weight.
Yep. That's what I say every time I go in.
That's a zinger, Robert.
I
I
feel
love it.
the same. My cardiologist doesn't think that's funny.
Hmm.
Anyway, so I guess we should start talking about meaningful things. Not that your girlfriend's not meaningful. I'm sure she's very meaningful.
Yes.
Does she have a good sense of humor?
very,
Eh?
very much so.
Better than your sense of humor?
It's close.
Then don't try to be funny.
It's close.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
close. It's close. Hey.
What do you
Hey.
what do you joke about with her? What do you guys what is your common humor?
So the principle that we talked about here is that you guys are going to have one question a day.
Mhm.
You're going to have
Uh,
to use it.
My name's on the show, so
Wise.
I reserve the right
You're
to do
gonna
what
have
the
to use
hell
it
I
wise.
want. That was not written in a contract or anything. I feel like that was a harmless question.
Yeah.
That was not a harmful prying question.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
didn't say does she have webbed toes? I didn't ask. I didn't ask that. It's
I
none of my
did.
business.
yes.
So it's just a humor thing, you know.
Yes. Yes. I have gone on a date with someone that had web toes.
Oh
it
my
was,
God.
It was out of nowhere.
You're like,
Yep.
we went swimming and I can never catch up.
Yep.
Yep.
It was like, oh, on to the next one.
Wow.
As Jay-Z said.
Wow. So you won't so you broke up with her
Damn.
because she had web feet?
No, that's not the
Oh.
only reason. It just didn't work out.
Couldn't understand her dolphin speak? What?
No. No. No, it was not that. Wrong place, wrong time.
So you're not going to answer the humor question until next time we see you?
Till
Is that-
next time.
I don't like you use my own rules against me.
Ooh, hurts, doesn't it? Hurts, doesn't it?
I don't know,
It seems that
my own
this,
rules don't apply to me.
It seems, Jeffco, as this one knows how to play the games.
Yes, I'm playing the game. What can I
Well,
say?
We have a lot more experience. We will break you. Robert from Surprise has some good news. He says, hey, I got some good news. My 27-year-old daughter came to visit me this weekend and told me I'm going to be a grandpa.
Hey, all right, congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Luckily, none of my kids have turned me into that yet. That hasn't happened yet. And my wife is a little excited about the idea. And I'm just like, not yet. No, I'm not ready
Listen,
for
it
that.
opens up a whole new world for you,
Ugh.
Jeffco.
Here's the thing. Don't bring the kids around till they're potty trained. Don't bring the kids around expecting me to be a babysitter all the time.
Mhm.
Not interested.
Mhm.
Don't
Mhm.
bring the kids around if you don't expect that they're going to be completely corrupted and taught horrible ideas and sarcasm. You know,
Mhm.
I'm just saying, I am not the guy you want to drop your kids off with.
I think they probably will take that into consideration before dropping the grandchild off with you.
I mean, I will delight in teaching them wrong things
Mhm.
and wrong words.
Uh-huh.
And, there's no telling what you'll get back.
And most importantly, keep them away from the show as well. Keep the little ones away from the show.
By time
What?
there's a grandchild, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, we won't. We
Just
won't be
move-
doing the
Be
show.
ready
then.
to move on then.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fifth letter says, how about them? I can't read that horrible profanity, so I'm going to stop right there and not talk about your team being second in the West. Moist one says, web feet are great.
Of
Can
course he
hold
does.
some more chocolate sauce or whatever you like when you're.
Mm,
Oh, okay. Just
Mm,
moving on. Let's
yeah.
talk about the Suns. I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about the stupid
Nope.
Lakers who are now officially legit with Luca. Don't want to talk about the Warriors who are now officially legit with a guy we should have went after a little harder. let's not talk about that. Let's talk about how embarrassed we are, and how Kevin Durant is like, yeah, he's like, we embarrassed ourselves. It was a bleep game. We didn't play up to our standards. We embarrassed the fans. We embarrassed ourselves. I want us to play better. And now the Suns are 2-8 in the last 10 games.
Not good. Not good.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad, and it keeps getting worse. And Kevin Durant says, no, that whole locker room being toxic thing is not true. So, okay, well, Kevin, maybe fill us in. What the hell is the problem? I feel like the players are turning on Budenholzer, and if he's not lost the locker room, he's about to. That's at least what it looks like to me. I mean, 22 turnovers in that game against the Timberwolves, and they did not defend 21 made three-pointers by the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Suns had to lead, a slight one, but a lead at the half.
Yeah.
Okay, Harris, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah. Man, this was an Anthony Edwards game as well.
Well, yeah, he's 40 something points. Great. Anthony Edwards is always going to play you tough and all that. But he did not cause 22 turnovers.
Yep.
He did not shoot 21 three-pointers.
Yep.
So again, what is wrong with this? It's not about what's right with the Timberwolves. It's more about what's although they've got the Suns number completely.
Yeah.
We have not beat them since being swept last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, they do.
It's not even about the Timberwolves. It's about what's wrong with the Suns.
Yeah, and shooting 42 threes and making just 13 of them. Over half of their shots were threes.
At some point, you got to go to the basket.
Yeah. Yeah. They did destroy Minnesota on the glass. But the difference.
Oh, yeah. The rebounds were ridiculous, but they didn't do anything with it.
The biggest difference, like the sole difference of the game, is Minnesota 8 turnovers, Phoenix 22.
Mhm.
That will lose you a game. It doesn't matter your field goal percentage, whatever it may be. The less shots you get, the less opportunities you have to score. It's not rocket surgery, right? And Minnesota just had a lot more opportunities, took 12 more shots, right? There you go. That's what won them the game by a significant amount.
So we're going on a hard stretch of good teams ahead of us.
Okay.
There's no way we make a play-in. 0% chance we make a play-in. It's especially when the Suns have known for a couple of weeks. Hey, got to turn this thing around. If you're going to get hot, you better start now. If you want to even have a chance at the playoffs, better get this thing rolling. And they get worse.
Yep.
And worse. It's like they can't get out of their own way. Maybe something's in their head. I have no idea why the Suns are so damn bad right now. I mean, does anyone?
Yeah. And at this point, do you really, if you're a Suns fan, how much do you want a play-in? Is that something
to be
you
embarrassed?
really want to root for?
That's the way I felt about the Colts a lot of times when they had substandard years, but they were still in a bad division. So there's a chance they could go to a playoff. I'm like, I don't.
Oh, that's how, I mean, the Titans had 4 consecutive 9-7 seasons.
Well, you were part of why we were in a bad division. So
yeah, you guys were too.
Yeah.
It was a team effort, Jeff.
Lately. And listen, if the AFC South, someone else goes, I don't care. I hate you.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But back to the Suns. They're not supposed to be this bad. I can get it where, you lose some games and you're not playing up to the potential and the really good teams can take you out. But it's not just, oh my God, here come the Timberwolves. It was like, oh my God, here come the Pelicans. You lost to the Pelicans. Yes, you turn around the next game and beat them. That was Bol stepped up and had 25 points. Hooray. Is that the thing you're going to dine out on? Well, we split a series. We split a couple games, the Pelicans. You should want to just walk into traffic if you've been beaten by the Pelicans once. So here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. 21 games left. And I still have no idea what legit is wrong with the Suns.
Yeah. Well,
tell me the player. Tell me if it's the coach. Tell me that 1, 2, or 3 things that is wrong with the Suns, because you got guys there who are supposed to be able to do their job. If you got 3 guys who are really good on a starting 5, you should be winning more games than this. All right, maybe you're not going to the playoff. Maybe you're not going to the championship, but you should be doing better than this.
Yeah.
Somebody help me.
Yeah. And man, I think not having a center, you could say hurts too. And they've tried, like Nick Richards, they played 25 minutes the other night and did not have a single point, but was able to rebound and all of that. I think Phoenix needs someone who can command a double team down low at least a little bit and get those shooters like Beal, Durant, Booker open. So maybe it can be easier for them to create for themselves.
Okay. So you're saying it all comes down to we need a center.
No, it doesn't all come down to that. I mean, you could say the fact that they're experimenting with point guards, and honestly, there's not a lot of complementary pieces that they've figured out. You could say it comes down to that. But yeah, I mean, it's Kevin Durant, he laid it out there, and props to him. He was honest. We embarrassed ourselves, and that is the case.
Well, we didn't need, I love Kevin Durant, coolest guy on the planet.
So true.
I didn't need him to tell me that.
Yeah. So
what I need you to tell me is what's wrong? How does it get fixed?
Yeah.
We know you're embarrassed. We're embarrassed. Everyone's embarrassed.
Yeah.
The Berg says it's over. It's done. Good night. You're probably right, but we need more information than just that.
Yeah.
Moist one says, unless you trade Devin Booker, I don't think Pat Riley would have ever traded Jimmy to the Suns. He wasn't going to let Jimmy go where he wanted. Oh, it was out of spite towards Jimmy. I can believe that. ASU Buddy says, do you think Budenholzer is trying to make the Suns play like East Coast basketball? Well, you mean how like the East Coast is usually bad at it? Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
We're playing incomplete. We're incomplete.
Yeah.
Big George says, I think it's time to say it. Fire Mike Budenholzer. Yeah, we know, George.
Wow.
You say that after the first game of the season. Justice Hip says Suns are definitely passive aggressive about how they're getting this coach fired. Could be. Donnie says the Suns are hard to watch, but at least you have a value menu at the arena. We do have that.
Mm-hmm. That is cool.
I went to look at the tickets. They're still super expensive.
Yeah.
For anything like halfway decent.
Yeah.
People like $300 a ticket. No.
That is NBA tickets. It's a problem with the whole league. It's in general. It is crazy expensive.
Robert from Surprise says they've got a solid team and it's come down to coaching and scheming. Are they doing the extra time watching videos on opponents and stuff?
Man, for Phoenix, I think the biggest issue isn't even on the offensive side of the ball. I think it's the fact that they're 22nd.
But they won the rebound fight, and then they got them nothing.
It's the defense.
Stockton Slap says Lakers are second in the West. Suns are in shambles. He thinks all is right in the world. Burn in hell, Lakers, I say. I'll always say burn in hell, Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if it weren't for some other Minnesota fans I like, I'd say the same thing to the Minnesota teams. But there's other guys we actually like.
They just have Phoenix's number.
Not named Donnie. Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. We come back. Let's talk happier things. Because GCU got to see them get a win. At the same time, I was seeing Arizona get a loss. That was a good night. We'll come back and talk about it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Caleb Williams didn't throw it last year's scouting combine. He wound up first overall. And Jaden Daniels, he did not throw at the combine. But last year, those guys were the clear top 2 picks in the NFL draft. I don't know if Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are the clear top 2 picks of this year's draft. Certainly, since we're wondering what the Tennessee Titans are going to do. Could it be Abdul Carter first overall? And the question is Shedeur even going to be the first Colorado Buffalo off the board?
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Well, the Suns have the value menu, and we have the value commercial break right there, Randy.
Apparently, yeah.
Very short one there. Going to have to talk to some people about that.
Well, I mean, we got to get back to this hard-hitting analysis. This breaking sports day.
There's nothing really happening. This is that big of a deal.
There's not.
Hey, how about St. John's?
We'll talk about the combine stuff a little bit later. I like a nice Long John. Maple is my flavor.
I think it was St. John's basketball.
Listen, I know I'm Irish, but that doesn't mean I'm Catholic.
No,
it doesn't mean I follow the
Jeffrey. No,
whoever St. John is.
It's a basketball team, collegiate basketball, NCAA.
They won the Big East
basketball.
first time in 40 years. Come
40
on,
years.
y'all. It's a big
Yeah.
deal.
Okay, y'all don't care. What I care about is number 9 Iowa State, given the meth heads.
U of A.
Yeah.
A
nice pasting, 84-67. That's what I care about. I care about that more.
It seems like U of A basketball has been on and off again all season long. And I don't know, Triple H, do you think this Arizona team does anything at all? Do they even make the big dance this year?
Yeah, without a doubt. They're in good shape to make the dance. Probably looking at around a 4 seed.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just telling you the facts. Just telling you the facts. They're looking at a 4 seed.
They just got chunked out, and they might drop out of the top 25 because Iowa State beat them senseless.
Yeah.
And you think they're a 4 seed?
Iowa State's really good team. They're probably looking at a high 3. And so Iowa State, that's tough. And so they're a very, very good team. I would say with Arizona, their biggest problem last year in the NCAA tournament, when they played Clemson in the Sweet 16 and they were heavy favorites, right?
I really thought it'd be
I was
meth.
going to say meth.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that is Arizona's biggest problem. I don't quite know the stats there.
Make sure you say Arizona. I don't want people mistaking Bethlehem for Tempe. So make sure you get that straight.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I'll say this about Arizona. When they played Clemson last year in the Sweet 16 and unexpectedly lost as a big favorite.
We expected them to lose.
Yeah. It was because Caleb Love went, I think, 3. I could be wrong in the exact stats, but like 3 for 15 from the field. So the question, Arizona's going to go where their star player goes in Caleb Love. Which Caleb Love are you going to get? That is the biggest question of the year. I think Arizona last year was near undefeated when Caleb Love shot like over 45% from the field. And we're near 500 in conference play when he didn't last year. This year, we're looking at sort of the same thing. And so for Arizona, the question is, and always has been, which Caleb Love are you going to get?
Okay. I hope they get the bad one because I don't want nice things for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll say this about the Caleb Love experience. When he was at UNC, made a national championship run. Next year, preseason ranked number 1 and made the NIT. So it's a lot of highs and a lot of lows.
Yep. Well, okay. So looking at the Big 12, right now they are 4 games back out of first. That's Arizona. Sun Devils 13 games out of first. I feel like we can get it done here in the next couple of games. I think
I'd
we're
have to
fine.
lock in.
Sure.
Maybe an NIT appearance.
Maybe we're better than the
Wishful
Colorado
thinking.
Buffaloes at least.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Way to find the positive, Jeff.
at least we're not at the bottom. Listen, I know tomorrow does not bode well.
Yeah.
For ASU.
Yep.
Any chance in hell that the Arizona State Sun Devils can beat the Arizona, meth heads?
Oh, on the road at McHale, that atmosphere is going to be pretty nuts. I mean, Arizona for sure.
I feel like they're being sent to slaughter.
I mean, what else do they have to do? That's U of A basketball. That is Tucson, right? That's their main attraction. And so those students, they're going to be there. They're going to be nuts. Honestly, the way I look at it, 2 pretty inconsistent teams, but one is significantly more inconsistent than the other, right? In ASU. That's how it is. And honestly, Arizona, regardless of how they looked against Iowa State, there's still a lot of talent there. A lot of talent there from KJ Lewis, even off the bench with Carter Bryant. They've got good guards, Jaden Bradley. Arizona can beat you from top to bottom.
Well, they got to play the game, and won't be surprised if this ends up badly for ASU.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
ASU is
surprised
the
either.
sons of the Big 12. So, okay. Stockton Slap says Lakers are second in the West. Suns are shambles. And oh, I already read that.
Why does he keep texting that in, Jeffrey?
Because I read the wrong one.
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
when I click a thing, it does a
Yeah.
weird thing, and all of a sudden I'm looking
Yeah.
at the other one. So,
yeah.
Big George says, any chance ASU can get Rick Pitino to be their new head coach?
No.
Doubtful.
No.
St. John's is going to lock them up. He's
Zero
going to lock
chance.
him up. Yeah.
No chance.
Dodger Danny says nobody's ever going to confuse the Arizona Wildcats with the great and amazing ASU. Devil Hawk says, I do not like this new guy reaping praise on you, Arizona. As a Sun Devil, I'm not comfortable with any praise for Meth Head University. Well,
Got news for you though, Triple H.
What's up,
He
Randy?
is a Sun Devil.
I am a Sun Devil. I tell
Yeah.
you the facts, man. I'm going to be honest and
He's
objective here.
Just reporting the news, man.
I'm an ASU fan too. Trust me. I've been through it. I've been through when I went to ASU in my 4 years that were there. ASU was, other than obviously the Dillingham year recently, it was a lot of dark days in football and basketball.
Speaking of dark, turn your headlight on.
It's on.
We
turned up.
Really? It's on?
Yep.
Oh wow, that didn't do anything for you.
Yeah.
I don't know why we can't see you. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
this is as high as it can go right here.
Oh, Dodger
Just the
Danny
hair, man.
calls me a liar. Well, I did creatively edit your text but I know you really wanted to say nice things about ASU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says it's 3:30 p.m. and ASU is still wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
read what you're saying when you say bad things about ASU.
It's a great school. It's a great school.
Wilbur says, suck it, Jeffrey. All right.
What?
Harris has a lot of good things to say about ASU. Thank you very much, and welcome to March. See, I'm
that's
just,
Mr. Wilbur,
I'm
who's a huge U of A fan.
Let me
Yeah.
say, March is usually a rough month for Arizona. November through February, it looks
Well, I mean,
awesome.
March doesn't have to be a bad month for ASU if just everybody would not focus on basketball and focus on baseball.
I should specify
hockey.
U Arizona. I meant it's a rough month for U of A.
and
Not the state of
ASU is
Arizona.
doing great in all sorts of other sports, though.
That's right.
All sorts of other sports.
Yeah.
Like I said, the hockey and the baseball and the women's sports and
their debate club is
swimming?
kicking
I
ass
think so.
across the country.
Yeah.
Leon Marchand too in the Olympics. That was pretty awesome. I mean, I'd rather be an ASU fan right now than a U of A fan. At least we know we don't mishandle $200 million on that.
That's the thing, huh?
Yeah.
How are
That's what
people
I'm saying.
not being sent to jail? And I mean the entire faculty.
That is crazy. It is really nuts.
And you know what? And while you're at it, all the students too. Send the faculty
Why
and
not?
the students, everyone there to prison.
Yeah,
I know some
absolutely.
students there. They're pretty nice.
And then they say,
a little
oh,
obnoxious,
wait,
but pretty nice.
where are they? Oh, they're in Tucson. Time served. That's it. Yeah, it's just as bad. There's prisons are nicer than Tucson. So let's talk about the people we like, though. Let's talk about GCU. GCU was able to get it done versus Seattle U in a building they have not won in a long time. Every now and then a team, every now and then a gym, every now and then, a situation just has your number. And GCU got the better of Seattle U. Duke Brennan stepped up and had 18 points for
Shout
Grand
out Duke
Canyon.
Brennan. He's a dog.
And he had 12 rebounds as well. And, Grand Canyon needs every win because right now they're second in the WAC, they're hoping Utah Valley can drop one, and they're trying to switch places with them.
Yeah, GCU is peaking at the right time though. They've won, doing the math here, 11 and 1 in their last 12. And man, yeah, they're peaking. And this was a team that had really high preseason hopes. I mean, Time Grant.
Well, after what they did in the tournament last year,
right? And they took Alabama to the brink, and that was a Final Four team, and they crushed St. Mary's. And that was a really good St. Mary's team last year. Crushed them. So GCU came in with a lot of talent. That right there, if they get in the tournament, is I'm going to call them a 13 seed, maybe 12, probably 13.
They got to win the WAC first.
Yeah, if they get in. I'm
And
saying that's someone you do not want to face.
You look at
in the
Utah
tournament.
Valley, and this team, this team can take them out. And, it'll eventually be the two of these teams playing each other in the WAC tournament. And one will win and the other is probably going home. They're not going to go. Grand Canyon does not get to the NCAA tournament without the title. and neither
Yeah.
does Utah Valley. It's just one of these is going forward.
Yeah, it's an auto bid league. The WAC is a one.
Right. And right now it's like, well, I'm not even sure who's going to win the WAC right now.
Yep, it's wacky.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Boo.
What
Oh,
can I
boy.
say?
So-
What can I say?
Grant Foster, Tyon Grant Foster, with that injury of his, he's the man, but the man has not been around lately. And I don't know when they're expecting him back, but they've got some good talented players on this team. It's just they have not been as consistent as you'd like to see them. And like you say, they're getting hot, they're getting more consistent. But then again, look who they're playing. So,
right,
the real test is going to be not the first team in the WAC tournament, but the second and the third one if you get there. So,
Right.
Utah Valley's got a lot going on for them
They do.
right now. Dominic Nelson is really doing a lot for that team, and their defense is pretty damn good. They hold a lot of people to under 70 points, and I don't know, GCU. I believe in Bryce Drew. I believe in this team, and they've just been a little bit rough this year. But now they've got a guy from TCU, Jacoby Coles. They got Ray Harrison, who was the previous WAC preseason player of the year. Which, by the way, I don't think I would want anybody to say I was the preseason player of the year.
It's preseason.
But that's my thing. I just like, no,
it's just based on a projection. I mean,
I
hear
hear
you.
Let's not brag about preseason
player of the year. It just means your expectations are high. I'll say this about GCU, because people have wondered, like, coming in, you expected this team to compete for a bubble spot in the tournament. Even if they didn't win the WAC, there's a shot they would get in. They haven't. What's the issue been? The issue's been finding consistent shooting.
Mm-hmm.
They're shooting 31% from the field, from three, not from the field, from three as a team. And you look, it's a make or miss game. And Bryce Drew, I've met Bryce Drew. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's a good coach. He has that program rolling. GCU, as a program in itself, with the support that they have, is in a fantastic spot compared to their peers, especially in the WAC. Could join the West Coast Conference in the next 5 or 10 years or so if they get that sorted out.
Yeah, there was a talk about that. Then
There
a
was.
lawsuit about that.
I
and
think-
it got messy.
I think the biggest thing was the academics. I think that was the main reason why. Because if you look at the West Coast schools, a lot of them are very small schools they're very prestige academically, like San Francisco, Gonzaga, St. Mary's. All those schools can be, some of them easy, some of them really tough to get into. So I think that was the biggest reason why it didn't come down to basketball. But hey, GCU, I'm getting a little off topic here. GCU as a program needs to find consistent shooting. And they've done that these last 12 games or so. So they can be dangerous. Just got to keep it up. Got to keep it up.
I guess I'm just curious, and maybe they're just letting him heal for as long as he needs to. But how long are they going to be without Grant Foster? That's the big question for me. They need him back out there. And I feel like if he was ready to go, they should go now. Let him kind of get his feet under him and knock the rust off before you hit the tournament. But the fact that he continues to be out, I'm not sure what the prognosis is for his return. But they sure could use him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, sure could. We haven't quite gotten an update, but you know what? I mean, we'll just have to see. They're playing fine these last 12 games without him. They are, but he would be really nice to have.
Big George says, "Hey, Randy, ASU's baseball team, turns out they stink too." Dude, George, you went to ASU. How about you don't say
Don't
such
be
mean
such a
things?
pessimist, George. Come
He says,
on.
"U Arizona is better than ASU at baseball, and they've won national championship more recently." Yeah, but I just saw them winning games, George. We got to, I'm going to stop reading your text if you stop.
I think
start
George is
turning
just
on ASU like that.
venting aimously.
Mm.
You know,
I didn't want to go to the negative, but I guess now we got to go to the
he
negative.
took us there.
So Bill Self from Kansas, they're like, he made a statement, and I read the statement. Here's what happened: Zeke Mayo got some racist messages after he hasn't played well in a few games. He's a great player.
Yeah,
he hasn't played well in a few games.
Awesome
so
to South Dakota State.
he got death threats. And by the way, how does that help your team? If you're angry at Zeke Mayo for playing badly, why? How do you think racism helps, or do you think death threats help? But whatever, he got it, and he posted on social media. Later, he deleted his entire profile because
Fair.
probably more hate came at him.
Yeah.
But I guess some fans called him a slur and told him to kill himself, that sort of thing. And so, he put up an apology saying, hey, I'm not playing well. I 100% deserve all the criticism. I'm trying to be better. He didn't even say anything complaining about the racism.
Nope.
And so they're like, oh, Bill Self issues a statement. All he said in the entire statement was any criticism about the team should be directed at me. I'm the coach. Not, hey, don't be racist bleep bags. What's wrong with you people? I was a little bit taken aback how I don't know, it wasn't even a statement about what was done to Zeke Mayo. It was just like a little, oh yeah, and the buck stops here.
Sounds like a very generic statement.
Yeah.
Now, the Travis Goff, the athletic director, he came out and says, yeah, whoever did this, these are not Jayhawks. They're not ours. Driven by gambling and hate. They've never competed a day in their life. So to Zeke and all our guys, Jayhawk family loves you and always ride with you through thick and thin. But the coach, well, I'm the coach. You should say stuff to me.
Yeah.
And nothing else. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 paragraphs of a statement but nothing. So that was a little sad.
Just so we're clear too, I think these KU fans don't know what to do with themselves because Kansas has been the most consistent program in all of college basketball over the last 20 years. So let me get in this.
Lately, not so much. And this Mayo kid is the only thing that you had to look forward to, and you've broken him.
Yeah. The last time Kansas had 2 consecutive double-digit loss seasons was 2000. 2000.
Yeah.
And so this is very unheard of. So the fans
this is where you turn out. So no, but here's the thing. Now you know who they really are.
Right.
Now you know who they really are. If that's it. I mean, I get what their AD is saying. Well, that's not us.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's you. Now, if it's gamblers who are mad about whatever, okay. But it's not a good look for Kansas.
Right. And in terms of the fans doing that, I mean, it's just emotional because some fans, man,
I'm not giving them a pass. They're racist. They're racist pieces of garbage.
I'm not giving them a pass for that. I'm just saying it's what are you trying to accomplish by doing that? What's your goal? Some of these fans
does that build him up? Does that make him play better?
No, it doesn't do either or. Some of these fans,
and then he quits the team. Does that help?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Zeke Mayo was awesome at South Dakota State. There's a reason Bill Self went after him.
Here's what we know: racists are dumb.
Yeah.
And evil, really dumb.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, what more do you need to know?
110% right, Jeffco.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, more horrible things about the NCAA. Only this time it's not racism. It's something else. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers. T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all day freshness.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Every day, parents are investing in their children's futures, from helping with math to practicing for spelling tests to saving money for their education. I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. As parents, we want to give our children every opportunity. An AZ 529 education savings plan grows tax-free. So by saving even $15 a month now, we can make a big difference later. And that is the best investment of all. Learn more at az529.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
Download the Fanatic app.
News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today in Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Just a Tip says, as long as we're on the subject, hey, Randy.
Yes?
Took some ham, basted it for a day with minced garlic, buried in broth, grilled that on a George Foreman, 20 sandwiches for my youngest son in his U of A class, graduation 15-year reunion. I probably beat the bleep out of most of these dummies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the connection was about the fact you were feeding Arizona people. Now, 15 years later, that was probably a nice change from the fast food they eat where they work. So that was really nice. You Just Tip.
Sounded like that was a nice menu you made up for him there, Just a Tip.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. All the above. Garlic. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes?
So the racism stuff for Kansas State. No, that's not good.
Well, it's just stupid. Come on.
Really dumb.
Yeah.
Really dumb. And that's the thing. That's at the root of racism. It's either one of two things or both: ignorance or evil. You can be ignorant and evil, or you could just be ignorant. Either way, racism is about the dumbest damn thing that we have invented as human beings. If you're racist and listening to this show, do they know they're racist? Do racists really understand that they're racist? You know what I mean?
Sometimes. I mean, I grew up in the South. I grew up around it, and it is pretty sad. It is pretty sad at points because some people genuinely aren't. Some people just grew up around it, and it's kind of what they know. And some people, there's just a lot of anger. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. Yeah.
Well, whatever the case, it's ignorance and or evil.
Yeah.
And so at least this is not ignorance and or evil. This is greed. So now we're on to the next deadly sin, greed. Fresno State and the NCAA are investigating some gambling violations by a bunch of players.
Interesting.
So Jalen Weaver says, I placed a bet that I would exceed 11 points during the game. And so he scores 13. And after that, they dropped him from the team. Well, not because of that, but since then. And he's just like, I made a bad decision. You didn't make a bad decision. You made a greedy decision. And you should be banned. You should be in trouble. And the NCAA, that's just like, see, this is why we don't want to do prop bets.
Yeah.
Because too many factors where a student sees the bet, makes a bet, or has somebody else make a bet, and then affects the bet. I mean, anybody in the pros or in college or whatever can do that, but we didn't think they would or have been. But it turns out there's quite a bit of this. and more going on than we even know. Where people are, scamming the system.
Yeah, some of the softwares that they have to track it are nuts.
How does that even work? Let's say Randy is a star player.
Well, yeah,
of course, Randy, you would be a star player. There's no
why
doubt
not?
about it.
Yeah, no, I would
just look at me.
Yeah,
and I get with Randy, and I'm like, hey, Randy, when you get to 22 points, stop.
Randy's the sun and we're the planets.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
Randy, when you get to 22 points, stop.
Yeah.
Just stop. Okay.
Well, I could go further than that.
No, I know you could.
He doesn't
but
want to
I
make
could
people feel
pretend to sprain your ankle. Pretend that you got. I got the diarrheas.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it takes. You get to 22. Stop. Got it.
Okay.
And I'll take care of the rest.
Okay. All right.
How would anybody know? How does the software even affect that?
Well,
how do they know that I know Randy?
So I looked into this a little bit, and the software can track certain usernames, contact information that goes on sports books. I don't know if they can track illegal, but I know they can track illegal sports books. I'm pretty sure they can.
How are they knowing that I'm friends with Randy?
There's like a database. Well, you're not on a team yet.
No, I'm never going to be on a team. Look at me. I got a long torso, but I got short little legs.
Maybe you're a good locker room guy.
No, I'm not going to be on a team. I'm just Randy. Randy's the brawn. I'm the brains.
Yeah.
I thought we discussed this before we started this little scenario. I was the star player.
Yeah, Randy's the star. I'm not going to play.
Well,
I'm not a player.
I call Jeffrey a locker room guy.
I'm his pal. I don't go anywhere near there. I'm just friends with him.
I give Jeffrey stuff to to sell on eBay, out of the kindness of my heart.
Right. That's so kind. That's so
I know. What can I say?
Just going the extra mile.
I just got to say, he keeps the heat on in my van where I live.
Yeah.
Down by the river. So
down by the river.
Okay. So how do they track that? And I know that there's people that do stuff. Listen, Floyd Mayweather, when he fought with Conor McGregor, they had it set up. This is going to happen in the fourth. The fourth is where something's going to happen. And he had family members betting on this fight will be over by the fourth or whatever. And what a shock. Everything did exactly the way. He's like, I didn't bet that. Okay. So the fix was in. And let's say I'm the guy, Randy. All right. So here's what you're going to do. Make sure, whatever prop bet, you're going to do this. Okay. But see, Randy's not making the bet. How do they catch him? How do they catch these guys?
The fact that they could catch that Fresno State guy, you can look at it from that way to say, I wonder if there's suspicious activity. The fact that they could catch him
means he's dumb.
That is pretty impressive.
Means he's dumb?
Just saying. They got nuts softwares for this stuff.
I feel like...
But I hear you.
There's a way to do this and not get caught.
I don't think prop bets should be legal in college sports. Because think about it. When you have... I honestly am anti-sports betting in general. I don't think any of it should be legal, but that's just me. Honestly, if you have the thing about being in the NCAA is there are 350 plus teams you got to keep track of. In the NBA or the MLB, there's 30 to 32 or the NFL. That's it. And so you've got so much to keep track of. That's what gets me where I'm like, I was going to say these guys are amateurs. But with NIL, I don't know if you can necessarily call them amateurs.
So Randy's a star player. But Phil is a mediocre bench guy.
I think you're underestimating Phil.
He's an end of the bench guy. Yeah,
he's got bunions that nobody knows. He's got bunions.
Right. I think Phil's like Ray Allen on the Heat.
He's got no. He's not even close to Ray Allen.
For our purposes, Phil's
he's got bunions. Really bad bunions.
He's just filling space. He's just a backup.
Not bunions.
Yeah. He's a practice player, really.
So Phil, the worst player you are, that guy has more ability to affect, whatever is going to happen with him without bringing suspicion, I think.
Have y'all seen Phil play basketball?
I can't imagine he's any good.
He only plays well when he wears a Speedo, and I can't understand.
And we won't play with him when he does that.
Maybe he's really good when he wears a Speedo, but it's like just a Speedo.
So that's
really comfortable.
Yeah, it's like he always wants to go shirt skins. And I'm like, Phil, this is a meeting.
Right?
So we I don't think we need shirts or skins for this. Okay. And by the way, the HR is here for a reason. So, I'm just saying it wouldn't be hard to scam the system with family or friends to make these bets that as a player you can affect. A star is not going to do it because they're just trying to win.
Yeah, maybe.
But the lower level guys might try some stuff, and that's pretty much what this Jalen Weaver was. He wasn't like a great player. If they cut him loose, that's how you know.
My question with this is did he submit a strenuous amount of bets, or was it just one bet? Because if it was just one bet and they caught him, tell him.
He says, I made a bad decision. I should not have got involved with that. I bet on a game I played in, but I never tried to sabotage. I never bet on us to lose, never bet my unders. So now that indicates more than a few times.
I've never bet my unders either. And never.
He's betting the over. He's confident.
Randy wouldn't bet his unders because there's always a streak there.
Yeah. Yeah. Then, I've got to have unders for later on.
Yeah. You don't want to be walking around without unders.
I'm never betting on a Randy under. I'm always hitting the over.
I mean, have you ever gone commando like I do? I don't think so.
It's uncomfortable.
Especially in the summertime here.
Yeah.
Come on.
It does get hot, Randy. It does get hot.
I like support. I just
it's always nice to have.
That's why I never bet my unders ever.
So anyway, the NCAA, they're investigating. And all you can do is try to stay ahead of the dumb guys. It's the smart guys who are able to do things you don't even know are happening and piling up money with some collaborator someplace.
This is, I mean, you talk about the lack of power that the NCAA has. This is one of the few areas in which they do have some power over. This actually is. They can enforce and suspend in all of those in this area. In terms of paying players, obviously, that's a whole nother thing. But
hey, Randy, have you ever heard a guy call it the NCAA? I've always heard NCAA.
NCAA, yeah.
I guess I've heard both.
I'm talking to Randy right now. Hey, Randy.
Jeffrey, this is the new generation.
Is that what they're doing now? They're saying both letters?
Yeah, it's the new wave. Yeah.
Right. It's like
Harris, I'm talking to Randy. Hold on. By the way, Randy, there's more thing I got to tell you.
Yeah. Okay.
Harris is weird.
Why?
For the whole NCAA thing. That's all.
Well,
I just wanted to finish that.
I don't think he's weird. I just think it's the new generation.
Well, the new generation's weird.
Okay.
It is a weird generation.
Holy crap, Harris. I'm talking to Randy. Oh my God. All right, fine, Harris. You have the mic. All the attention's on you now.
I'm in the boardroom. I have all the power here. I can turn off the mic whenever.
Well, and I can come turn you off. I'm sorry. You have all the power over everyone but me. Cardinal Art says, Triple H, you're working for the wrong network to not like betting. Hope the boss isn't listening. Wait, he's hosting. Pour me up a long shot of your finest whiskey. Strong shot, Randy, please.
Well, let me say something to that. Oh, yeah.
He loves betting. Harris loves betting.
Yeah.
See, I'm anti-betting in terms of the morality aspect of it. I don't believe it. But the fact that it does exist, and I happen to be pretty darn good at it, I'm like, you know what? Why not? I'll do it. But overall, if it does,
you have a conflict of self for the morality.
A little bit. Yeah.
How do you reconcile that?
A little bit. I take breaks sometimes.
Oh, the breaks. The breaks, Randy. So I like to murder people, and I reconcile that by I take breaks in murdering people.
That's why they've never caught Jeffrey.
Morality.
Yeah.
Whether it's murdering or gambling, if that's what you believe, you are betraying yourself there, Harris.
I don't think so. If you gamble in a way that isn't necessarily gambling,
it's reaching in there and trying to give him an existential crisis right there. Just like
you're reaching for it, Jeffrey. You're going for it.
That's why they call Jeffrey the Sasquatch Killer.
Do they? Devil Hawk says Harris says it right. You two are the wrong ones. It's the NCAA, not NCAA. Everybody I've ever heard has said NCAA.
It's like apples and oranges.
How about this? NC double shut the bleep up. Huh? How you like that, Devil Hawk? Slow-mo Zoe says Randy's LeBron and Phil is like Bronny. Oh, that's good. That is that's good right there. All right, we got to take a break. Texts are flowing in. We'll pick it up when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, Honey, what? There's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you.
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Head coach Bobby Hurley and Sun Devil men's basketball are ready to join the Big 12 Conference. This season, the Sun Devils host conference foes Baylor, Iowa State, Arizona, TCU, and Houston, all at Desert Financial Arena.
And another steal ahead to Miller. And Miller reverses it up and in. And he's fouled. Holy moly.
Join the action and get your Sun Devil men's basketball tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities. So it puts less stress on our household and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Start a promising career in law enforcement with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. As an MCSO detention officer, you'll play a critical role in ensuring public safety for the 4th largest county in the United States. You'll also gain experience that can lead to a role on specialized teams like jail intelligence or special response, a leadership track, or a career as a recruit training officer. Every path comes with unlimited potential. Learn more at jobs.mcso.org. Honor the law, serve the people. Sponsored by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
People settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got, I just don't want to call you Triple H.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that all the time.
Okay.
I think your parents would probably rather hear you called Harris Hicks is in the control room, right?
It's a matter of preference. It's a free country.
Why don't you ask them?
I don't know what they'd say. They'd probably just say Harris.
I want to respect your parents. They don't want you using the last name.
They don't care.
They prefer you didn't. Bring shame upon this family.
Oh, that's a diss. That's a diss.
Well, it's Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Devilhawk says, why is Jeffrey saying no during the break? Jeffrey, blink twice if you're in danger. No, I just, was it just telling Harris, don't turn the mic on too soon. And they kind of turned it on too soon. And
yeah. Phil told me to do that.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
He was worried about you being on time, I guess.
Phil has trained me super well, though. Like, he was a very good teacher.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And now we're going to break all that. And,
we need to break you down.
We're going to ruin
Triple
it.
H.
We're going to.
We need to break you down, Triple H.
All right.
Just the tip. I'll get back to you in a moment on that. It's a bit disconnected from where we were. 888-368-1580. Did I say we're broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale?
Yeah, I believe you said that.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, now I said it twice, and I just made more money. All right. So
Yeah, there you go.
we were talking about, the gambling issue.
I want to talk more about how
And-
I'm this elite athlete. Go ahead. I like to hear more of that.
Well, we got people joining us, so now
Uh-huh.
let me
All right.
explain.
Okay.
So we were just using, we're using the metaphor, analogy, whatever. Where Randy is the star
Yeah.
player, and I'm a
Mhm.
guy who doesn't play for the team, and then I'd be like, "Hey, Randy, whatever you do, stop short of 24 points."
Right.
And then I can bet that you're going to get the under because the biggest line on you is 26 points.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bet the under, and we're going to make a bunch of money. Got
Love
it?
that. A boatload of money.
Okay. And I'll talk to you later. And then he
All right.
goes off, plays the game, and we make a boatload of money. How are they supposed to catch Randy White in that transgression?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just his pal. I'm his disconnected friend. We're making all kinds of money on that bet. Now I know they
All
look
kinds
for
of money.
they look
Oh,
for
yeah.
suspicious bets, but is that a suspicious bet to bet a bunch of money on the that he's going to be under?
Yeah.
Why is that suspicious?
If you can bet the under, you have full control over it.
No, how is it suspicious? Because people can bet the under or the over. So how do they track that? Hey, there's a guy and he bet the under. Then they're going to go to my Facebook page and say, "Oh, he's friends with that guy," or something like that.
Think about the game, right? What you can control. Okay, so if you try to go the over and shoot a ton of shots, but you have a rough shooting night, well, you're not going over. When you bet on the under, you can fully control that. You can decide if, say, I want to get 0 points, I'm going to intentionally miss every shot that I take. So that's why the under is more suspicious than the over.
Well, not if you get right up close to it and then you start bricking some shots. It's hard.
That is
hard,
suspicious too, though.
hard to
Think about
tell.
it.
Hard to tell.
That's a drastic change.
My ankle. I'm going to
Yeah.
need to sit down
I
for
mean,
a minute. Or
hey.
diarrhea. I got to go to the bathroom
yeah.
because
I'd rather have the diarrhea.
Cole
not the
Lamar,
ankle. Yeah.
It's what Jonte Porter did. Remember that? When he exited the game because he had an injury and then they caught him.
Yeah.
An injury.
Well, see, the thing is, Randy's not the one gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But in this analogy, he is.
Will they catch us?
Will they catch us?
I feel like we could be smart enough to not get caught.
I don't know. These
And I think
softwares
there are
nuts.
people out there who are currently doing that. And this is where I guess you kind of get to a point where should college games be something that you can bet on?
I think
outside of the main thing, like this, the score.
Yeah.
You can go over under on the team part of it, but maybe not individual players, maybe not props. Maybe it's better to, let the gamblers have their game. Let the gamblers have what they need for that, but maybe not let them gamble on things that are attributable directly to a single person.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you have a money line bet, I think that's different than having just a complete player prop because there's less control over that.
That's what I'm saying. If it's a team thing, if you decide, oh, I'm going to pull back, other people, they'll pull you out of the game and somebody else goes in. You're like, hey, what's going on with you? Are you all right?
Right.
But, for the individual stuff, that's where they can get you or where you can get them. So maybe it's best not to have them. I don't know. Just saying. Let's finish up this on the text line, 888-368-1580. Big George says, yep, this is why they should have never allowed legal sports gambling in college sports. It's too easy for these things to happen and go undetected. Well, I don't know. Harris was just sort of reasoning on us where there's plenty of breadcrumbs that could lead to Randy getting caught for his horrible, transgressions.
I had nothing to do with it. I had diarrhea.
See what I'm saying? Good job.
It's out of your
I
control,
have him
Randy.
trained.
It's out of your control.
Randy and I could have run the.
I don't even know this person that's talking right now. I've never met him before ever.
I trained him so well.
Mm.
Boomer
media
Sooner
trained.
says, "What, Harry? What moral value are you talking about
In terms of not gambling, it's not necessarily a 100% moral thing as much as it just kind of messes with the integrity of the game, the sports game itself. People are watching for the wrong reasons. Oh, I had over 26.5. Also, you know how much money sportsbooks made last year, reported $13 billion of revenue. It's
Mhm.
more than companies such as ESPN, Fox. How are they making that money? Well, it's because some people, yeah, you have fun, you lose a bet, lose a $5, that's fine. But for the heavy chunk of it, it's people that have extreme gambling addictions, and it's really hard for them to stop.
Well, that's why there's 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Mhm.
If you have a gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
What
And
a segue.
for the rest of everybody, it's just entertainment.
Mhm.
There's that rush. Now,
Yeah.
I buy a lottery
Dopamine.
ticket. I know I'm not going to win the lottery, but there's a chance.
Yeah.
And if I bet a parlay, I know the odds are greatly against me, but there's a chance, and it makes watching all the sports you're watching even more exciting. Even if it's a basic bet on whether or not this team's going to lose or win, or you want to bet the spread, whatever it is. And, it just adds an element of excitement to the game. It doesn't necessarily challenge morality on that. But
Some
you're right.
people.
The sad part is that at the other end of that spectrum are people who are, getting themselves into trouble. But I'm
Yeah.
going to contend that they didn't build Vegas on the backs of all the people who ruined their lives. They built Vegas on the backs of the people who said, I can lose this much. This is entertainment. And okay, well, better luck next time. And
That's how it lives.
there's a constant flow
Right.
of people who are using this as entertainment, but not like going hungry or losing their house.
Ooh, but think about how Vegas lives. Think about how it even exists. How it makes a heavy chunk of its money. When you go to Vegas itself, you'd expect to see, when I went to Vegas, you'd expect to see a bunch of kids, college kids, having fun. You get there, and the first thing you see is a bunch of 50, 60-year-olds sitting there
Why
at
would-
1 a.m.
don't-
on slot machines.
Don't look for the people you were just talking about in the casino. They're not in the actual casino.
Well, no. That's the thing. That's the thing is the most people you see is people that are retired, older, or at least working middle-aged and have a bad gambling addiction. and can't
Or
escape
have
it.
the disposable income to be able to afford okay, I've got my budget is $300. I'm going to go have some fun. And the fun is in how long it takes them to take it away from me.
Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can be.
I'm
Sometimes
saying,
when
I
I
don't
was there,
think
it
it's
did
as
not look like that.
as Pollyanna-ish, and I also don't think it's as gutterish.
It's
I
a
don't
little bit
think-
in between.
Yeah, I think there's bad stories and good stories on either end, but for the most part, it's just entertainment.
Yeah.
And
To me, it is.
Yeah.
To you, maybe you, it is. And that's where the gray area hits.
Randy, it's he's now because he cheated on playing basketball, he's been expelled from school, and
He's
now
the scapegoat.
now he's
Now
he's
I
lost
live in
his
the
entire
casinos.
career.
I live in the casinos.
That's him.
I'm one of those 60-somethings sitting in that chair in a quarter slot machine all night long, smoking
Oh,
a cigarette.
Randy, please don't.
Yeah,
Please
that's
don't.
me.
Yeah.
No.
I ruined you, Randy.
Come
I ruined
back.
you. Yeah,
Come
and
back,
I've moved,
Randy.
I've moved on
Yeah.
to another friend. I don't
That's-
even
it's
take your
the
calls
next
anymore.
one. It's the next one. I know it is. I've been playing this machine for 35 years. It's got to pay off soon.
Boomer Sooner says, Henry, you're just too young. That's people's choice, dude. You're driving out of your lane, he says. T-Licious just sent me a picture for no reason.
Hmm.
It's
What
a
kind
funny
of picture
picture.
did he send you?
I can't even explain this on air, but it's basically it's Michael Jordan, and over to the right, there's a goat. Then there's Kobe, and over to the right, there's a goat. Then there's LeBron, and over to the right is a goat that looks like genetics was not kind to him.
Hmm.
Oh, poor goat.
Yeah.
What's he doing there? He doesn't need to be there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Why would you
Yeah.
do that to that goat?
Yeah, poor goat.
Donnie says, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, Donnie. We don't talk about fake wrestling on the show. Sorry.
Oh, it's pretty cool though.
No, shut up. No, no, it's fake. John Cena taking a heel turn is just fake. It's acting. It's dumb. It's just dumb. We're not talking about fake wrestling. I've
Also,
drawn the
loyalty,
line
respect.
right here. The line has been drawn.
But
Moistlin-
it was a heel turn though, Jeffrey.
I had to explain what a heel turn was to someone. What's a heel turn? Well, I'm sorry that I know this, but Moist One says, what if Randy makes a half-court shot to win the game and go over 26 points?
Bet you that's happened.
Yeah. No, baseball
No.
bat to the kneecaps. That's what happens.
But Jeffrey will hurt me again.
I'll hurt him again.
Yeah.
Rainy City Bitch Pigeon says, how tempting would it be to go just 1 point over and then hose your friend? Not every time, but like once in a while. Well, here's the thing. We're using his money. So, you know,
Jeffrey will hurt me again.
got his NIL money. And yeah, I've got one of those little telescoping knee whackers. What do they call those?
He'll go all Nancy Kerrigan on me.
Yeah, I'll galooly the hell out of him.
Oh my God, why me? Why?
Why?
Hefty Lefty says,
I wouldn't let that happen here, Randy. I wouldn't.
and a little help from prominent families. Yes, Vegas was also built the mafia.
Oh,
originally, now it's all corporate. Hamilton Porter says, I mean, yeah, have you seen a casino on the first of the month? It does look like a senior center.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. That is not reality. That's not sports betting. That's something completely different.
Yeah.
My
think we
check
got-
doesn't come until the third week of the month. So
All my money goes right to my wife. I have no idea what's going on.
Mhm.
Boomer Sooner, thank you. Cardinal Art says, you pay to play. I've never seen a Brinks truck following a hearse to the cemetery, if you know what I mean. I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean. And he says, what the hell is this? Alcoholics Anonymous class and gambling addiction meeting? Or is this some sort of a show? I guess I got to stop smoking cigars and whiskey now. You're killing me, Smalls, a.k.a. Triple H.
Hey.
He does sound like the fun police right about now, doesn't he? A little bit. Big George says, I used to love fake wrestling. Yeah, we all did when we were kids. Then we found out the truth. And then it does.
Still pretty awesome.
Just no, it's not.
reality.
So not. Oh, Randy, this actually was awesome, except for it cost him the race. Scott Dixon running that IndyCar opener with no radio.
Yeah, that's rough. When
Coulda
you
won
get
it.
out there, when you get out there, it's imperative these days to be in some sort of communication, two-way communication, at least with your spotter. Then he can relay from the crew chief to the driver what kind of instructions are needed. But you got no radio at all, man. It's impossible in these days. You can't do that.
Yeah, Scott Dixon got pretty mad about the fact that, but the fact you were able to get second and your radio didn't work, that's kind of impressive, actually.
Very impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it's very impressive to run on a course. Of course, he's been on the course before. He understands what it's about, and he can. That's his driving abilities. But this team's got to get it together. Scott Dixon doesn't have many years left in IndyCar. He's already 44, and you got to believe that he's going to be looking towards other opportunities to get out of this. But look, I mean, Scott Dixon, amazing driver, probably one of my favorites to win Indy this year. If they can get the damn radio in the car, we'll see.
The Ganassi team right there got a 1-2 finish. So, they couldn't fix the radio. I mean, does the Ganassi not have enough money to fix we only can afford one radio working.
Well,
Hefty Lefty. Did they not pay his Sirius XM subscription? What's going on?
Well, I think it was a radio technology issue. I don't think it was no radio or the radio was shut off. I just think it was the technical issues with the radio, and they if they're going to pull him out of the race, they can go in there and fix it. They can replace it with a spare radio, sure, but you've got to basically disassemble the front housing to get the new radio in there and plug it back in.
Well, I mean, I guess the best they could do is communicate with him on pit stops or something.
Well, they have pit stops, and then they've got pit signs.
Mhm.
As he goes by the pit, he would have to go to the old-fashioned pit sign where somebody out there writes something on a sign that means something to him that he would know what's happening. So
He says what burned him was, he said, with not pitting when I should have, I think with about maybe the same lap as Alex, we caught that traffic with about 5 or 6 cars and lost about 2 or 3 seconds on that lap. He
Mhm.
says, you have a fuel light, so you know when the car is going to run out. I didn't know if they could hear me, so I was just telling them, I'm just going to run it to the light and see what happens. Turns out he should have pit like maybe 1 lap sooner, and that could have been the difference in the race.
Yeah, he may have won it. It was that one mistake, and again, that's a radio issue. There's nothing you can do about it now. Look, Scott Dixon is a veteran driver. If he was like a newbie at this, a rookie, no way he ends up second place. I don't care what kind of a hard charger he might be. Without the radio, he would be blind out there. But Scott Dixon knows, fortunately, what to do and what to be looking for.
Hefty Lefty says, or he just wanted to prove he was the purest driver on the course. I don't need no stinking radio or smarter.
Yeah.
No, he was mad about it. He wanted it.
Yeah. Probably more of an Australian accent.
New Zealand.
Was going to say, but yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Very similar.
I've never heard him talk, Randy.
Very similar.
He was born in Australia, Brisbane, Australia.
Earlier, we were talking about the Kansas State where the player was getting racist messages. We talked about that in the last hour, but Justin Tip really wants me to pass this on. He says, racists see color. I grew up half my life in Harlem. First day in the courtyard of our apartment complex, my brother was the only other white dude. We played tackle football with all the kids there for hours. Never had any problem after that. We'd skitch on down and hang out the back door of the Apollo Theater. Listen, when I was in kindergarten, I was playing with this kid and we were having a great time. And he turned out to be one of my best pals in elementary school. And as we were standing there playing, this kid comes over and called them the N-word. And we both looked at each other. We're like, well, what does that mean? And the other kid was, he was a little black kid. And he's just, I don't know. I never heard that. We were both perplexed. And I was like, whatever that is, it doesn't sound good. And then we were like, hey, you're a jerk. I mean, we just kept on playing and having a good time. You're right. Racists see color. The purity of just humanity. And, as a child, you don't care about that. It's just, you learn that. It's just ignorance and evil is all there is to it. Mm-hmm. Bruno Baller says, what did they do in the 1950s during NASCAR races? Use walkie-talkies to communicate?
No, in the 50s, they used a chalkboard, oddly enough, a big chalkboard, and they would use chalk, and they would write down the racer's position, where he might be in position in the race, also his lap time.
Yeah. Nobody could go get a whiteboard to help Dixon out?
I'm sure they had what they call a pit board.
Of course, the speeds were different back then.
Well, this was on the roads of what was it? Tampa Bay? No, St. Pete. They were in St. Pete, St. Petersburg, Florida this weekend. So they probably had a pit board, and they probably told him where he was in position. They probably told him what his lap times were, and then they probably held up the board to pit. But again,
he ignored it then if they did that.
Scott Dixon is a veteran driver. I'm sure although it probably rattled him originally, I'm sure he settled down, raced his race, knew what he was looking for, knew what to be looking for on his gauges, and knew how to drive the car. And that's most important. Scott Dixon is a great driver, and this didn't rattle him, as evidenced by where he finished. So.
Well, I'm sure they'll get that radio fixed up for him on the next one.
No, I'm sure.
Oh, Randy, did you hear about Catherine Legge? She's going to be the first woman to drive a NASCAR Cup race since 2018 when Danica Crash Patrick did it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I think it's Legge, or is it Leger? I don't know how to say her name.
Leger might make more sense.
Oh, well, Legge.
Yeah. She's going to be out here at Phoenix, too, this coming weekend. Yeah. So she'll be driving for Fast Motorsports, and it should be a lot of fun to watch her run out there at Phoenix.
Well, 5 career starts in NASCAR Xfinity Series, and she was at Road America. And she did finish 39th in the ARCA Ride the Denty 200 at Daytona last month. So this is going to be your first Cup Series start, though, at Phoenix Raceway.
I don't see that there's much difference when you're out Phoenix racing in the Cup cars. Other than there's a guy named Joey Logano that likes to wreck people. Other than that,
Rector,
damn near killed her.
Probably shouldn't finish that one.
Anyway, yeah.
By the way, here's one thing I learned, Randy. I saw this story, and then when I saw something, I kind of noticed something, and so then I looked around at the other stories. Here's what I learned: stories about male drivers never mentions their ages, but here it was 44-year-old Legge, a native of England, will drive the blah blah blah. It's like, why are they got to call out her age, but they don't call out the male driver's ages?
Is it because 44 is a really old age? to be driving in NASCAR?
Not when you're 54. Thank you very much. You shut the hell up.
Well, when you're driving NASCAR,
well,
by
there's
NASCAR.
There's
standards.
older. There's older.
If this is her first
racing
Cup
standards,
Series race and she's 44, yeah, it's kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
It is a sort of a big
Thank you,
note
Randy.
to make. You're welcome, Triple H, but no, that's for real what they're doing.
Kiss ass.
they're-
I mean, the only one I saw had her age mentioned was Connor Zilch, who, by the way, had his debut for Trackhouse in the Cup Series. There, he's 18, so they're like, "Oh, this dude's 18."
When it's something of note, age or where they came from, they'll make a note of it. Yeah,
You don't call out women's ages. That's all. I'm saying.
not normally,
Seems,
but
seems ungentlemanly to me. Ungentlemanly.
I would not say NASCAR is a bunch of gentlemen. But anyway,
Boomer Sooner says, Randy, the TV crew should show how many races Dixon has won, NASCAR and Indy combined, like 58 races or something.
well, Scott Dixon hasn't raced in NASCAR that I recall. And I used to be just a really big fan of NASCAR, so I probably know that. But he's raced in IndyCar as long as I can remember. And again, he's a veteran driver, and I'm sure his team, his crew chief, everybody knew what was going on. His spotter had an easy day, so there's that.
All right, listen, he's like, usually I lose my voice, but this is great. Yeah,
I didn't have to say anything.
That was fantastic.
I went and got a beer and a hot dog.
All right, we got to take a break. We come back, a bunch of different kinds of sports that we're going to talk about. I mean, like very different stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 7th through the 9th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale ends soon. Get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia. puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. Your lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh. Did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The stadiums are empty. The crowds have gone home. The locker rooms have been cleared out. And the cheerleaders have hung up their pom-poms. But we're not done with football. There are coaching moves, player news, the combine, draft picks, and NFL news out the squeaker. Football is always in season here. This is mandatory. Don't miss anything NFL. Let's go. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Your home for the NFL.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, Slow-Mo Zoe has a theory. He says Scott Dixon was trying to listen to Nickelback, but our emperor, Jeffrey O'Brien, nixed it.
Well, sure. I mean, I could see that happening. Yeah.
Click. It was a decree.
Yeah.
It should be respected.
Yeah.
T-Licious, I'll hold your text until we're talking NFL. It's coming up here very soon. Right now, though, hey, Randy.
Yes.
Remember when we had the idea to do the Guyathlon?
Yes.
Which is basically like a manly Olympics.
Yes.
And
sounds awesome. Sounds
someday, we're going to actually get that done.
Uh-huh.
What does the Guyathlon look like?
A lot of manly sorts of events. I'd have to pull up my files on that, but just everything manly. The whole thing, just sheer damn manliness. But this actually happened, I guess, over the weekend. The second annual Florida Man Games.
Really?
Big success. Not something I necessarily want to do unless... Okay, rewind even further back.
Mm-hmm.
Around 2003, I held the Redneck Olympics, which was basically awesome. Apache Junction versus Buckeye.
Okay.
And,
interesting.
Yeah. And by the way, they loved it. I had listeners in both Apache Junction and Buckeye, and they would jump on the phone and eagerly participate in the Redneck Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they allowed me to write them new tourism slogans.
Okay.
So Apache Junction, I came up with, we put the S, the T, and the D in the United States. That's Apache Junction. And then Buckeye wrote that for them. It might still be on their letterhead. Says, if you lived here, you'd have a lower back tattoo by now. They just loved it. But here's the thing.
Sure they did.
If we're going to bring back the Redneck Olympics, we could just steal a bunch of stuff from the Florida Man Games.
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's do it. What do we got here?
Well, it went down Saturday near St. Augustine, Florida. And they're like if a drunk guy was in charge of the Olympics, basically.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
A Florida man, in other words.
They brought back from last time the evading arrest obstacle course.
Mm-hmm.
You escape from handcuffs. You throw an alligator through a drive-through window. Then you steal a catalytic converter, all while being chased by actual cops.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making
Sounds
this
like
up.
a ratings juggernaut.
This is not a joke.
Yeah.
ESPN should have aired this.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Then there was the weaponized pool noodle mud duel. It's like joust from American Gladiators, but in a baby pool. And the jousting poles are made out of pool noodles and duct tape. And then the Florida sumo cage match and beer chug, right? So you're in an inner tube and you fight someone while holding a pitcher of beer and you try not to spill it. Loser can still get points by chugging the winner's remaining beer. If you can get
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's some new events: Hurricane Prep Party, Grocery Aisle Brawl. It's like medieval jousting, but in a shopping cart. And if no one falls, you just fight it out for hurricane supplies.
I think I did that one Saturday evening. We, me and a bunch of buddies, we were in a store.
I literally have done where you got a guy in the cart, and we've done shopping cart jousting.
Yeah. Oh, I
also did it on ATVs, and that was amazingly fun
Mm-hmm.
and painful.
Mm-hmm.
Painful.
Then there's human beer pong.
Ah,
you're in a big inflatable bubble, right? And you got to get past someone, then jump in a pool that looks like a red Solo cup. Loser has to chug beer, whiskey, or bong water. I mean,
not the bong water.
Other attractions this year included axe throwing, lawnmower races, mechanical gator instead of a bull, and a best mullet contest. Obviously.
Well, there you go.
I had a mullet one time.
Yeah.
It's
You
pretty
didn't,
good.
you didn't even need to tell us that.
pretty
You're
good.
from Tennessee. We knew.
Yep. I had
Um,
lines in it too.
Oh, you had the fade.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Get some pictures of that.
Yeah, I'll have to find it.
So I'm just saying we could take some of this stuff and repurpose
Absolutely.
it for
Yeah.
the Redneck Olympics and invite
Yeah.
people from
Oh.
Buckeye and Apache Junction.
Let me
Yeah.
say, you're looking at like the Leapers Fork, Tennessee cornhole champion. Like you're talking to him right now. I would be more than willing to be a part of the Olympics. Even
Did
though
you not
the
hear
Redneck
the
Olympics.
events? Cornhole wasn't even mentioned.
Cornhole is undoubtedly a redneck thing.
It wasn't even mentioned, but I guess we could add that.
Should.
But
We
it
could
has to
totally
be.
add it.
You know what it is? It's not cornhole. It's the diaper toss. And instead of cornhole bags, it's
Yeah.
like little filled diapers that you got to
Yep.
throw in
No.
the can
Nope.
There we
of
go.
your
Nope.
baby mama.
There you go. Yeah.
Not doing that. Not doing that.
Anyway.
That's-
So I just I thought that was fun, and we probably should hold
You
on to
lost
some of these
me.
ideas.
Absolutely, Jeffco. Absolutely.
Gosh, I was getting my hopes up for a second there, and then I heard the filled diaper toss, and I hopes
Filled
back down.
diaper toss. Soccer Mom Assassin says, "Why do you hate Nickelback so much? That
Good
is some of my favorite music, along with Creed, Sugar Ray, Third Eye Blind, Weezer." Well, here's the thing: you progressively got better with what you listed. Nickelback. It's not just because it's trendy to not like them. I didn't like them way before. I back when it was before it was hip. Okay. Creed is just. I'm sorry. I don't care for those two. Sugar Ray. Yeah, right. Overplayed and sort of just brainless. Third Eye Blind got better, but the guy can't sing live to save his life. I don't know if you ever saw them live, Soccer Mom Assassin. You can't carry a tune.
Can't do that.
Weezer.
There's an art to it.
Respect.
Soccer Mom Assassin. Stay true.
Respect on the Weezer.
Mhm.
Love the Weezer. All day, every day with the Weezer.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I just don't like Nickelback, and I don't like Creed. I like Creed more than I like Nickelback, which is not very much. So there you go. Oh, by the way, speaking of music, I did go onto the Spotify. I did create the Daily Blender road trip mix. And I put some of the songs that Navy Brad sent. I put some of the songs another guy sent. And then I just filled it with stuff I thought might be good. And I'm open to suggestions of stuff that doesn't belong or stuff that I missed. You know, it's not a finished product. You know, I posted it up on the old Twitter.
Did you put the Eminence front on there?
The what?
Eminence front by the Who? Eminent front. Eminence front.
Who?
Interesting.
Yeah.
No.
The Who. Yeah.
No.
The
but-
Who. Who by the Who.
So here's what
Yeah.
you do, Randy. Email me at blender at 1580thefanatic.com.
Right.
And I'll consider that song.
You can expect some Beethoven coming your way.
Okay. So road trip music, Harris.
It depends. If you're with a group of people, then I would switch it up. But if you're by yourself, that's a good one.
Well, Harris, with your musical taste, I expect you'll always be by yourself. But for the rest of us, we need some rockin' good music here. Okay. T-Licious, we get to
You're gonna
that.
make me cry.
More than likely. Moist One says the Africa remake by Weezer automatically makes them worse than Nickelback. I felt like that they were just being ironic with that because it was exactly remade. I don't really care for that one song. Listen, you can like an artist, but not like everything they do.
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of not liking anything they do, the UFL, they might be going on strike. The players might be striking on a league that nobody cares about.
Really? The UFL is going on strike. Okay.
Yeah. So the UFL quarterbacks boycotted a pre-training camp get-together in protest to the league's latest offer in regards to their collective bargaining agreement. And now other players are like, I'm not going to play. It's like, well, but this is your audition, your only chance in connection to get in the NFL. You're going to go. But some of these guys are just like, this is bullcrap. I ain't getting paid enough. And so they're actually talking about a possibility of a strike.
Wow.
Wow.
They'll just turn it off. They're not going to care.
Wow.
In the second year of existence, they're already going on strike.
Second year, man.
Yep.
I mean, it's happened in the NFL for, I think,
Well,
88.
1987.
87,
and,
it was.
I
That was 1 year.
And then there was 2011 lockout, and then
NBA. Remember 2012?
sure,
Yeah.
Major League Baseball just a few years ago, right, Randy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
that was a lockout. It wasn't a strike. It was a lockout.
And the UFL, though, I mean, it's not the same dynamic between the NFLPA and the NFL and whoever the hell's organizing things and the UFL, because it's possible that the players might have just as good of lawyers as the actual league because the actual league is poor too. So I don't know.
Possible.
The UFL can't pay anybody any more than what they're putting out there. I don't think anybody's getting rich off this UFL. But yeah, well, this is going to be the funniest strike that nobody cares about. Like 0% of people are going to shed a tear over the UFL not happening.
The average salary for the UFL league. Can I get some guesses?
I'll say $75,000 a year.
What about you, Randy?
Is it per year or per game we're guessing?
Per year.
I'll say 75 grand.
Oh, per year?
Okay.
12,500 a year.
Well, Randy, that's not right. Because, you know, we so I don't know if Harris knows this. We do Prices Right rules closest without going over.
Ah, well, I can
That's
put
just like you saying $1. Okay,
Yeah,
Harris,
all
what's
right,
the real
$1.
number?
The real number is 58,000.
Oh,
win.
Randy wins.
I win.
I was closer, but I went over.
Oh, that's the rule?
Yeah.
You don't play close.
Closest without going over.
Yeah.
Price is
pretty
Right
funny.
rules.
Oh, and Randy went with the low ball.
That's
oh,
what pisses me off
crafty.
about it. It's not right for you to drop to 12. You know it
Crafty.
wasn't 12.
Wow.
Who won, though?
Dirtbag.
This guy.
This is why I always try to go last.
Oh, that's
$1.
$1.
Well, that is crap pay, but there's a lot of guys that need to get paid, and there's not a lot of money coming in. I'm not trying to take the side of the UFL, but I just, what do you people expect? Seriously, this is not real football. So, sorry.
58 isn't too bad. I mean, this is
Um,
coming from a 23-year-old who just graduated.
well,
But
58 for a few weeks. You know, it's not for the entire year.
yeah, even then, that's not.
So then maybe you either go and use this and you get on a team, or you've done this, made a little money, then you can go work another job. So it's not the worst thing that can happen to you. But if these guys are mad about it and they strike about it, thinking they can affect change, well, you know, God bless you, but I doubt it.
What do their off seasons look like? That is a question. Is it tons of practices, or do they meet up at a certain amount of time?
Feel like a whole lot of nothing if you're in a whole lot of nothing.
Stocking a lot of groceries, working at the Home Depot.
Third shift.
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner says, I can't believe minor league soccer is going to strike. If they do, y'all get ready to flip some burgers. No, that's but no, it's not. It's the spring football. It's not minor league soccer. It's minor league football.
Football.
Really.
Football. Yeah, American football.
Swave Dave says 58,000 for a part-time job. Where do I sign? And here's the thing about that. That's the average. Some make more. Probably some make less.
The range, I have it here, was from 51 at the near lowest, 83 was at the highest. So quarterback's probably making around 80, you could say.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah. Yep. Weekly stipend of $400 starting after training camp.
Fifth letter, we're not taking requests on the text line. Boys Don't Cry by The Cure. How's that a road trip music? How's that a road trip song? I'll consider it, but you got to email it. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. Hamilton Porter says, yeah, but the music video with Weird Al, that was fire. Wait, what song?
Yeah, what song is that? I haven't seen it.
T-licious, I am going to get you, I promise. Boomer Sooner says, you need better intro music, please. Dude, there's nothing wrong with our intro music.
Nothing wrong. They're too picky.
Everybody wants their music.
You mean the Blender theme?
No, I think he's talking.
It's
I don't know,
pretty
maybe
good,
he's talking
man. I'm
about
jamming out.
Or is
to
he
it.
talking about the music back out of breaks into us?
I don't know what Boomer's talking about.
Who knows? He's just a little sad after the
You
OU
want-
season last year.
You want some Bing Crosby or something, I think.
Yeah.
Bing Crosby's not bad.
Maybe he wants Lou Rawls. You'll never find another love like mine.
What about some Don Ho?
You are not
What?
going to ever touch the music on this show. I just want you to know this up front. I mean, if I come back from a vacation and suddenly it's tiny bubbles in the sea, I'll fire you.
Such a good song.
Swave Dave says, Jeffrey, I know you're a Blues Brothers fan. What about Rubber Biscuit for the road trip? Rubber Biscuit? I don't know if that really fits, but there is some. It's either Blues Brothers or Sam and Dave with Give Me Some Lovin'. That I did put in there. So don't know about Rubber Biscuit. Maybe. Quiet Cannon says, how much does a franchise player make in that league? Franchise? I think he just told you.
Yeah.
Between 51,000 and 83.
83. Yeah, good memory, Jeffrey.
Yeah, it was a miracle, actually. Fifth letter says, Harrison wanted to cry. He said no. Oh, so he wanted Boys Don't Cry for Harrison. It's not Harrison, it's Harris. But Boomer Sooner says, Harris off the Sooner Bash. What has your college team done?
Tennessee, who beat y'all in Norman last year.
Well, there you go, Boomer. That's what
No
that's what they've done.
Yep. Pretty convincingly, too.
We're late for a break. And I blame Harris. Shame on you. Shame on you and the horrible music you have in your iPod.
My iPod.
Yeah.
I haven't had an iPod in forever. I remember when I first got the iPod Touch when I was a kid, though. That was a big deal. That was a big deal. Santa came in clutch. Yep.
Yeah. Do you understand anything he just said? I don't understand anything he just said.
Some of it, yeah.
All right, we'll be back. More of the Daily Lender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
Did you know that daily multivitamins boost your health on the inside and the outside? It's true. Multivitamins with folic acid boost energy levels, improve your mood, and promote overall wellness. And if you decide to have a baby, they can help prevent birth defects in a pregnancy. That's why the Arizona Department of Health Services is offering a free 3-month supply of multivitamins. Visit azdhs.gov/PowerMe-A2C for free vitamins.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health Services.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. T&Cs apply.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, T-Licious, here we go. He says Devo for a 5th round pick. Since he was a salty biatch ever since Ayuk got his new deal, and he plays as bad as he can, and we can't get better compensation for him. I guess we need to pick somebody good with that pick, huh? Well, what he's talking about is Deebo Samuel has been traded to the Washington Commandos for a 5th round draft pick. So we're going to talk about the combine here in a little bit, but Harris, a 5th round draft pick in exchange for Deebo Samuel. Yeah, of course, Deebo Samuel in his current state, but of course, most of what was wrong with him was between the ears, and now he's on a new team. He'll probably have an amazing year. I don't know how many amazing years he'd have, but what do you think? Good for the Commandos, or did the 49ers get out of something bad?
Oh, Washington.
And did they get enough?
Washington fleeced this trade. Deebo changes everything for them.
Yeah.
I mean, Washington, especially with Jaden Daniels, is A-Dot.
Oh, Jaden Daniels is psyched about this, by the way.
Yeah. His average depth of target was, I think, really high. Don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but can pull them up throughout the show. Really high. Washington's got a guy, a short ball guy who can catch a slant and ram someone over for a first down. Deebo can be used everywhere. You can use him in the backfield. I think the biggest concern, I was looking at this trade and I was like, man, this makes zero sense. I don't understand.
For which team?
For San Francisco.
To accept just a 5th round draft pick.
To accept just a 5th rounder for this guy.
Well, Deebo Samuel's 29.
Yeah.
And
which is old based on his play style. That is older.
Why did he have such crap numbers last year? He had 670 receiving yards, 136 rushing.
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't get the ball a lot. Like, I think he only had like 85 targets, 86 or something like that. He didn't get the ball a ton. And when he did, it was mostly shorter passes. And so, yeah, I mean, if you look at his blind volume numbers, I think there's a justification in the situation as to why that's so low. I think Washington, especially with Cliff Kingsbury's proved himself to be one of the best OCs in the NFL last year.
Horrible coach, but I guess with new college guys, does pretty good.
Pretty sad reality, but he might be like a top 7, top 5 even coach in Cardinals history. Could be.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Yeah.
Why would you even do that? Why would you even think about that? Because then as you start to go down the list, you just get depressed.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to my friend Randy White?
I'm sorry, Randy. I know it's tough being a Cardinals fan. Yeah. It's just makes you think. I think Cliff Kingsbury he's a great play caller, man. He's a great play caller. He proved himself there. And he's going to be used.
Beer Nut says, why can't the Cowboys get a Deebo trade? Instead, Cowboys trade for a 4th round pick for Mingo. And then I think that's sad crying face he's got there.
Oh, man.
Quiet Cannon says, I agree with that previous texter. Your introductory music to your show hurts my ears. I think it has caused me to have tinnitus. So what are you talking about the actual show intro, or are you talking about the music when we return? Either way, kiss my butt. Lacrosse guy says, Dingleberry, come on. Yeah, well, listen, Lacrosse guy, he's very, Harris sees things from a different set of eyes than we do. And there have been worse coaches. There have been worse coaches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there have been.
Horn Ninja says, afternoon, gents. Welcome to the show, Hayden. Washington only gave up a 5th rounder because they also took on his whole rest of his salary.
It is a good amount.
It's a chunk. It's a big chunk, actually.
Yeah. Makes me wonder what San Francisco's intention is in this. What are they thinking? What do they have something planned? Are they going to?
Maybe Deebo's just kind of losing his mind.
Maybe they want to take a receiver and they want to lay off some of the salary in the draft. It makes you wonder is all. Because that's a really good player.
Boomer Sooner wants you to know that they beat you in Orange Land. I meant all-time athletics. I guess he's saying that Boomerville, what was that, Oklahoma?
Yes.
Yeah. Has beat you in all other athletics. He keeps track of like women's softball. I ain't kidding.
I will say, yes,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have the ups in softball, but Tennessee just won the College World Series in baseball. Tennessee's a projected 1 seed in basketball. Oklahoma's a projected last 4 in. So, Boomer Sooner, not all athletics, man. Not all athletics.
Moist One says they got to play Purdy. They got to pay Purdy is what and so they need to get out of some of that money that they're giving Debo, which makes sense because then they go for a guy in the draft they don't got to pay a whole lot to, so they can take care of Purdy.
Yeah,
but there's other ways. Slave Dave says, "Never did catch it. What does Triple H stand for?"
Harris Holland Hicks. There you go. There you go.
It's like your first day solo on the board, so I'm not going to mess with it. In the future, though, Big George says, "I, for one, love the intro music for this show. So suck it, Phil." No, it wasn't Phil. Phil had nothing to say about it.
Yeah, Phil. What? Why bringing Phil into this? Phil's an
Poor
innocent
Phil's
bystander.
not even here. He's not even here.
You're not
Yeah.
even giving Phil the chance to defend himself. He's
I
an
know,
innocent bystander. Here.
Are we talking about the beginning of the hour intro, or are we just talking about the music we come back to? Because everybody's got different musical tastes, and maybe you're not going to like it. Maybe you are. Guess what? Don't care. But when it comes to the hour intro, I am interested in that because I've been using that for over 20 years. That's piece of music. I edited together that intro over 20 years ago. And I have considered at times different pieces of music to replace it.
About as old as me.
And when I do it, people hate it. Whenever we've changed the music, people get upset. So I'm open to suggestions, Randy.
It's a good intro.
I've asked you to take it and change it in the past, and you just you say no.
No.
Why do you say no?
It's an institution, man. You don't change that. No.
Randy, you changed your hat. I just noticed.
Why is it you can change your hat, but we can't change the intro of the show?
No, don't change the damn show. Don't change the show intro. The show intro is fine. It's perfect.
If y'all are 20 years into it at this point, it's a staple. It's a staple. It's like
I don't know.
20 years.
What do we get?
It's as old as me.
What do we got Fish Tank to do a new version? Like he takes the music, but makes it an updated version with the same music. You know, the Daily Show did that. They took that dog on fire thing and made it into something else. I don't know. Oh, by the way, speaking of Fish Tank, his band Light Sleeper, they want to do a charity concert for Arizona Sports Angels.
Really?
Yeah. You sent me a message, over the weekend. I was like, oh, that's really sweet.
It's pretty cool.
And I told him, I said, we do something like that. What we should do is get a nice, good sized venue, because I want to bring a bunch of people to see his band. Not just I want his band to make money for the charity. I want to bring attention to his band because they're a fun band. It's a nice band. We played some of their music on the show. In fact, one of the intros on the show is the Light Sleeper, which is the name of his band. I think he could do with a better name for the band. I'll be honest.
It's a little bit mysterious, though. It kind of catches you like by your eye. Like when you hear it, the Light Sleeper, you're like, huh, wonder what that means.
Makes it. I mean, it's not as much fun as the band is. That's what I think.
Okay.
But it's none of my damn business. I'm not an expert at this. So, but Fish Tank's band, Light Sleeper, wants to do a charity concert. So I was thinking, man, we got to find a place that's got room for everybody.
Right.
And, be a great show. If we can have a lot of fun, do a show from there. Randy, we go out there and do broadcast live.
Oh, sure. Why not? Let's do it at Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
I got to find out if they think they can fill it.
There might, yeah.
He's like, maybe the coat room. I don't know.
We hear you, Light Sleeper. We hear you. Good idea.
Maybe Brad wants to know if Triple H got some M&Ms. Oh, you know what? Those are in my office. Yeah, I'll make sure he gets some.
Appreciate that.
Some of that.
Appreciate.
Yeah.
Randy, question: NASCAR truck and the other series, why don't they go to the one lug per tire thing?
Different series. I just don't think they want to do that. NASCAR, the top level series, they changed it up, and I just feel like Xfinity and the truck series don't want to mess with it. It's much more expensive to change everything over, and it's more expensive for the teams to operate. So these truck series and these Xfinity cars, they're just not going to do it. Cost too much.
There you go, Navy Brad. There you go. Listen, we got a bunch of stuff to tell you about the NFL. So the next hour, I believe, will be 100% NFL, except for the parts that aren't. But 100% NFL. Absolutely nothing but football, except for the stuff that isn't. And we'll talk about the combine. We'll talk about some moves that were made, some moves that weren't made, and that sort of thing. Swave Dave says, I'm glad they went with light sleeper instead of heavy snorer. Yeah, that is a better
Heavy
name.
snore is, yeah.
You're not wrong, Dave. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's 2 hours down and 1 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale ends soon. Get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only, must be physically located in Arizona.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. Your lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Listen, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Let's put ourselves in the right position.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
People settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room. My mouth does not want to say Harris Hicks in the control room for some reason. I don't know what that does.
It's a tongue twister.
It messes me up.
It'd be a lot easier if you just said Triple H.
I'm not calling him Triple H.
That's right, Randy. You get it.
I'm not calling him.
You get it.
I'm not calling him Triple H.
Triple H in the control room.
Yeah, I'm trying to give him
all the
That's right.
buttons.
I'm
It
trying
doesn't
to-
have to be complicated.
I
Does
think
it,
he
Randy?
misunderstands. I'm trying to give him cues, but he's not
Mm.
understanding. You need to turn your mic down just a teeny
Oh,
bit there. There you
okay.
go. Sorry.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I was trying to give you the little hand cue, but you thought I was just pointing at you like, you son of a. Anyway, Harris is learning. He's
Yeah.
learning. He's getting it.
Yeah, oh,
And
yeah.
So now it's like he knows how to drive the car, and now he's getting like the little fine touches. You
I'm
know?
like a 16-year-old that just got
eccentricity.
his license.
Yeah.
I would say. Like
You're more like a 15-year-old with a learner's permit, but okay.
Wow.
that's
Wow.
a diss. That's a diss.
Oh, by the way, so I did end up getting a new vehicle, and one of the things that it's not brand new. I didn't got it's used. I did get a used car because I don't ever want to pay for somebody else's depreciation, right?
Right.
But I got this new to me vehicle. It was certified and it's beautiful and I love it.
Mhm.
But I'm having a problem. So
Uh-oh.
I have that little memory button. So when you get in and somebody's been in your car and you hit the button and everything automatically goes the way you like it. Well,
Yes.
I thought I'd try to set it today, right?
Okay.
And the car tried to kill me
Oh my God. What?
because I found out that whoever had the vehicle before me
Was a midget.
exactly.
Oh my God.
Probably
my
a
Wait, was it me?
3-foot person and
Oh,
who-
man.
who liked the worst radio station presets ever because it changes
no.
everything.
Oh no.
It reverted back and I hit that button. I thought they would have been cleared. And because I hit the memory and then I'm going to hit the button and I don't know if I did something wrong, but all of a sudden, I'm just like against a windshield like this. I couldn't stop it. It wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it another shot.
I had a friend
A
that
little
was
scared.
that was a midget and he did my senior photos. And maybe I should have thought about it more, but I was okay with it. But the shots were all like me, like looking
Up your
down
nose.
at the camera. Yeah,
You trying to look majestic?
looking down like this, like
I
this,
am Harris. Submit to me.
looking like Andre the Giant. In those photos.
So anyway, I now that my car's trying to kill me. So
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry to hear that, Jeffco.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I learned don't push those buttons when you're driving. That's for
What
sure.
what car is it? Out of
Mm,
curiosity.
No, I'm not telling you.
Yeah,
I'm
that's fair.
not saying it
That's
on
fair.
air.
I was just
Mhm.
curious. If you,
Mhm.
But it's super cool.
That's awesome.
And I do like it.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
It's a win.
Big George says, "Damn, why did that sound so bad?" What do you mean? What sound?
What sounds so bad?
Because it's on a 20-year-old cassette tape. What are you talking about?
Hmm.
How do you go from saying that the intro is good to whatever it is you're hearing, George? Quiet Cannon says, before you actually start talking about sports, I think it's worth mentioning that the guy that shot a 59 on Thursday on the PGA Tour
Yeah.
actually was leaving the tour until Sunday, and then he came in 6th.
Wow.
Wow.
Jake Knapp is who he's talking about.
How did he lose?
Well, he didn't win the tournament, but he shot a 59, and then he was in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, you shoot a 59, you should win the damn thing.
He was in the lead till the second round. I think he came in like top 5. But did you see who won the tournament? The guy who won it made the cut on the last day on his last shot, and he ended up winning the damn tournament.
Crazy.
That's what I think
He
is
shot
crazy.
Negative. He shot 7 under on the final day. 7 under.
And that was
Impressive.
that was the cut line, and then he came back. What's his name? White House or Hench House or something like that. Anyway, he ended up
Highsmith. Joe Highsmith.
Highsmith. There
Joe
you go,
Highsmith,
Highsmith. He won the tournament.
That's
Wow.
cool.
That, to me, I think that's amazing.
That is awesome.
You love a golf underdog, don't
He
you?
was plus 12,000 odds at one
Mhm.
point. Plus 12,000 and won. How impressive is that?
I like how
Underdog.
Quiet Cannon's preface it, but before you actually start talking about sports, let's talk
Mhm.
golf.
Yeah. Well, he
You don't
knows.
think golf is a sport?
No, I it just cracks me up. He doesn't.
Oh,
I
golf
have
is
actually
definitely a sport.
we have golf listed as an athletic competition, but I don't know. Maybe this is an old list. I felt like maybe we moved that over to sport.
Golf
Do you
is-
remember, Randy?
I don't remember if we moved it to sport or not.
I don't know. It's got an asterisk next to it, like where it's like, we're thinking about it. I feel like I handed him a printed version of our sports and not a sports sheet. And I wonder if this one is the older one. I got to go back and look for sure. But
let me say this about golf to defend it as to why it is a sport. I've seen people naturally walk on a football field and be good. I've seen people naturally walk on a basketball court and be good, or a baseball field, or a soccer field. I have never seen someone walk on a golf course and just naturally be good.
Counterpoint, I don't think you can actually call something a sport that you can wear clothes from work to.
It's a gentleman's sport.
If I can, if I can wear my business casual and just walk out and start golfing and look like, oh, look at that guy, he's a golfer. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not impressed. But listen, we can fight about what's a sport and what's not a sport, down the road. But right now, I want to talk about the combine. Did you guys watch any of that combine?
No.
Yeah, I watched some of it.
I watched some of it, and it was interesting. Just as you go, and Rich Eisen made it palatable. I don't know. There's just nothing else on TV at the moment. And so I'm watching this and, seeing some of these guys is cool. And here are some of the things I noticed. Why are they all in their underwear?
It's like why swimmers wear Speedos, Jeffrey. It's so they can have less clothes on.
You think it makes that much of a difference? I don't think it makes that much of a difference. When you're indoors, it's not like you're trying to cut through a gale force wind or something.
When the difference from a first and a second round pick can be from like a 4.3 to like a 4.4 or 4.5, it's inches. It makes the taddest bit of a difference.
All right. Well, whatever the case, go ahead, Randy.
I don't understand if you're going to have a combine, all right, and you want to see what the guy could do in it. Is the guy ever in a specific game going to strip down to his chonies and run with the football?
Have him do this stuff in pads.
Put the damn pads on him and let him run the 40 with that.
I feel that, Randy. I agree with you.
That's what matters.
Are these wide receivers going to catch the football wearing a T-shirt and sports pants?
I got the same underwear.
This isn't flag football.
Put a helmet and some pads on this cat, and let's see what he can really do.
Reality. That's what I would like to see. Well, the reality is they're going to do it in their underwear probably forever. So here's what happened. Isaiah Bond, he's like, hey, I'm going to do. Hey, what's that, Isaiah? I'm going to break the record for sure. He says, I'll probably get a 4.2, 4.1 if I feel good. And guess what he got? A 4.41.
Wow.
Not even close. And then he ran again. He's like, oh, wait. I can do this. Ooh, 4.40. Okay. Now, Isaiah, that's still fast. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, not bad.
That's 24.17 miles an hour. Second fastest speed, as far as speed goes. But as far as times go,
yeah,
he was not the fastest. But, actually, his official time came out at 4.39. Still damn fast. But I mean, not what we thought was going to happen. So I guess Xavier Worthy's, his fastest time last year, safe, absolutely. Matthew Golden had the fastest 40 time.
Second fastest, Max. If you include Maxwell Hairston from Kentucky, the corner. But yes, recently broken.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that happened. So what was the fastest time now?
4.28. So
4.28. Oh, because Golden had 4.29. Right.
Yes.
All
Stock up for Matthew Golden, though. Dude is a stud.
Again,
awesome at Texas.
Who gives a crap because they're not in pads? But here's the thing, Randy. If you show it like everybody's in their unders and, they're fast, you think, okay, well, when they put on the stuff, they'll be fast, but not quite as fast. So it doesn't matter. It still shows who's the fastest.
Right.
It still shows who's got speed. But the fact that the, draft position can change so crazily over just the 40, I worry about a guy, being able to make a tackle, make a catch, run the ball, evade a tackle, those sorts of things. There's so many other aspects to this, but we put so much into the 40. I think too much, actually, just too much.
Thank you.
You want to look at a guy who had a nice combine, Nick Emanwari. I think that's his name.
Yeah, from South Carolina. He's a stud.
Yeah. Well, he had
Yeah.
a stud combine.
Yeah.
Vertical jump 43 inches. Broad jump 11 feet 6 inches.
Yep.
That is the best of any defensive back. See, you didn't know
that's running back.
I didn't
numbers
say the
on that
words
broad jump.
defensive back yet, did I? No, that should blow your mind right there.
Mhm.
He ran a 40 at 4.38. Defensive back.
Yeah. Yep.
Huge.
Mind I tell you, he's like 6'4".
6'3", 220.
6'3".
And
He's
you're
a
not supposed to
big dude.
jump that high. You're not supposed to run like that.
No, he's a crazy talent. There's a reason South Carolina's defense got so good last year, especially towards the stretch. It's because of him. Their pass defense was remarkable. They gave up little to no explosive plays, and your job as a safety is keep the ball in front of you. And not only does he have those athletic measurables, but he's a great football player too.
I don't
which is
know
the more
who
important thing.
had a better combine than him. I mean,
I don't know if anyone did.
Omari and Hampton had a nice run for running
From
back.
Carolina, yeah.
He really saw his draft stock
Yep.
rise
Yep.
the way he did. Here's what he did at 6 foot, 221 pounds. He had a 4.46 second 40-yard dash. He vertical jumped 38 inches.
Yeah.
And
good
he
jump.
broad jumped 10-10. And he bench pressed 225 for 18 reps.
How about
I did 300 once. Once. When I was 16.
Was this when you were like 110 pounds?
No, I mean, I was muscular.
That would have been crazy.
I was skinny, but muscular, you know?
Okay, sure.
And I had big thighs.
Deceptively strong.
Yeah.
You would say.
Anyway, this guy right here, Omari and Hampton, he made himself more attractive. But I didn't hear, did Scadaboo, I know he did a vertical, but I don't know, how did he make out in the combine?
He had a good combine.
Better than
Overall.
Omari and Hampton, or
I don't know quite.
we're
about
still
that.
thinking 5th round, or because I got a bet with Phil about this. So what do you think? What round do you think he'll go?
I think he goes higher. I mean, running backs.
I said 3rd round.
Running backs. Here's the thing that Scadaboo can't control, regardless of how good his combine is. Running backs go later in the draft nowadays,
Mhm.
just because with all the iffiness. Now, this year was a little bit different with Derrick Henry and Saquon, like at age like 27 and 30 being as good as they were. Kind of broke the label a little bit, but running backs for the most part go a little bit later. So Scadaboo, I could say, might be like a 2nd to 3rd round, maybe grade, but might end up going in the 5th.
All right. Well, see, that's the bet. I
Also had a great broad jump.
I think
by the way.
Phil changed the bet on me, Randy.
You think so?
Because he
huh?
knows I don't remember stuff. But I thought we had a bet that he wouldn't go higher. Phil thinks he won't go till the 5th round. I say he'll
Mhm.
probably go in the 3rd, and I thought we used the 4th round as like, okay, that's the middle. And basically, Phil says if he goes in the 4th, then it's washed.
I'm going to say, I think I agree with a lot of Randy's point that the combine can be a bit overrated. I think for some position groups, yes. Some position groups, it's pretty important.
Harris, we were talking about the bet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You
I was
just
gonna
came
give
right
a
in
whole,
like you weren't even listening to anything we were saying.
I was gonna give a whole thing on Scadaboo. I'm sorry,
No, I mean,
guys. I'll keep
I
going.
do want it. I
yeah,
do
yeah,
want
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yo, keep going.
We're talking about the bet. Like, so
I was so excited to show that point. I got
got you.
excited.
No, that's all right.
Wow.
But read the room.
You're
Anyway,
right. You're
so
right.
Randy,
You're right.
did I
learned.
say the 4th round was the wash point?
Yes.
And
yeah,
that
you did. You did.
I
You,
did
you
say
said
that?
you said he's going to go in the 3rd,
Uh-huh.
and Phil said no way he's going in the 5th, and you both agreed the 4th would be a wash.
I don't think I would have done that. Why did I do that? Should have never done that. Should have
Yeah,
never
well,
done that.
I as I remember it, that's the way it went down.
The odds are in Phil's favor.
Harris,
Yes, I'm sorry, Jeff.
Harris, we've been waiting on you to tell us about Scadaboo for a while. Can you tell us about Scadaboo, please?
Yes, I got excited.
Can you just fill us in?
All right. So some position groups, I think the combine is overrated to look at, right?
Such as
like a 40 for an offensive lineman, doesn't matter. Certain athletic measurables with quarterbacks. The reality of the quarterbacks is, yeah, if they blow your socks off athletically, that's icing on the cake, but that is not the cake. You have to be able to go through your progressions and read the field, right? First read, second read, third read. Can you get to all those reads? I think with the running back, it's really, really, really hinged on lower body strength. That's a really important one. So 2 things you can look at: vertical and broad jump. Cam Scatterby.
How often do you need a running back to leap straight up in the air?
You need him to be able to have good contact balance. So if he's able to jump high, that means he has a really strong lower body. So Scatterby had a 39.5-inch vertical.
Ooh, not bad.
Wow.
Second among running backs. So, I mean, you wonder why this guy is such a kind of looks a little bit like Rex Burkhead in college to me. But I think that's a little bit of an insult with the amount of just lower body power that guy has. Damon Pierce from Florida is who he reminds me of, that hardcore running back style. But Scatterby, man, he's got that lower body strength, and that will get him on an NFL team with some touches potentially next season.
T-Licious says Scatterby to the Niners in the 4th round.
Could totally happen. That would be very on brand for a San Francisco team. Very much so.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Bond is the receiver from Texas. That was fast, but he was never healthy enough to contribute, right?
He was always injured. Yeah, he was not always injured, but at Texas last year, he was out for a little bit. Yeah, ankle problems.
He also says 39-inch vertical, and he's got tree trunks for legs. Scatterby is going to have a higher per carry average than the extremely overrated Ashton Genty.
Oh, what?
I don't know about extremely overrated. Why would you say that?
I was with you, and then I heard the extremely overrated Ashton Genty. This guy almost broke Barry Sanders' single season rushing record. There's a reason Boise State made the playoff. There is a reason. Come on, people. Come on, people.
Gamecock says, I like this new guy hyping up the Gamecocks.
Hey, South Carolina they were fun last year. They were a good team to watch, man. And hey, credit to South Carolina fans. I mean, I'm a Tennessee fan, so us in South Carolina, we don't love each other as much. You dashed my 2022 playoff hopes, but I have respect for y'all. Awesome atmosphere. Awesome atmosphere.
King of Kitten says, remember when that guy's I'm going to talk about the guy's dong coming out of his chonies as he's running.
That was Chris Jones. Yeah.
Why you want to bring that up?
Why are you bringing that
guy
up,
needed
man?
support. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
Swave Dave says, Jeffrey, come on, man. Set up. Did you buy the Batmobile? No, I ain't telling you nothing. Commando,
potentially.
I could, yeah. Commando Duke says, hold on a second here. I'm going to come back around to you on that. That's not really connected to what we're talking about at the moment. Boomer Sooner says, it's hard to listen to the new guy because he thinks he knows everything.
Not true.
We all are experts in our own opinion.
Kind of is our expert, right? I mean, that's why we pay him the big money.
I'm a role player here. I got a role. They asked me to do it, and I'll do my best to do it.
You're right, Baker's Cocky Hens. There's nothing worse than a tip slip. It was more than the tip, man. that was not. Slow-mo Zo, don't send me links. I can't read that. I don't know what that is.
Oh, you never know. I wouldn't open that.
Oh, I can read what's in there. No, he sent me a link for that video of that high school player who just comes up on the guy and punches him in the nuts. He's bringing the ball in. He's just like, he's coming from the top of the key, and he just passes the ball to some other guy, and the guy goes, boom, right, just drops him. I don't.
Oh man,
I did enjoy enjoy that. But no slow-mo, so I can't click on that link.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Soccer Mom Assassin says, Jeffrey, this should teach you to never get a Mazda Miata. It's too small for a man of your stature.
Look, it's not a Mazda Miata, but let's just say it's not a Lexus high dollar, highfalutin multi vehicle. Let's just say it's not one of those.
It's not one of those.
Let's just say it's not.
I don't know what it is. Nor do I have to know.
I mean, you can know. You just don't talk about it on.
Let's just say it's not one of them Lexus. What do you call the big the mom car? Let's just say it's
like
not
CRV,
one of those.
Why do you keep saying that? It's not.
Let's just say
totally
it's not.
No, my grandma drives that. I think I know what Randy's talking about. To his point,
would never drive that. Quiet Cannon says golf. Maybe it's a pseudo sport. Well, on our list here, and we will address this in a future show, sports, not a sport, but in the middle, athletic competition, meaning there's some athletic aspects to it. It's not really a sport. But
golf is super mental. It deserves to be in there as a sport.
Wait, did you go? Wait, let me repeat that. Golf is super mental, so it deserves to be a sport.
Yes.
So under that, chess should be a sport.
Now because chess requires
super mental.
athletic expertise.
Yeah, have you
Golf
seen John
requires
Daly? Have you
some.
seen John Daly?
Yeah, he's
Resting
not
my
the most,
case.
but he's super
Resting my
coordinated.
case.
He's super coordinated. He's not going to run a fast 40, but he's a very coordinated guy.
He can
golf
hit
cart it. Yeah.
380
rip it,
yards
Grip it and rip
with
it.
with an unfiltered Marlboro lung dart hanging out of his mouth. And then once he's done, he'll reach down and grab that Olympia and slug a bug that
40
jack
ounce.
down and then throw that in the garbage can and move on.
How
Yeah.
awesome.
It's not a sport.
Grip it and rip it, man.
No. Swazman says, sounds like a chick vehicle, Jeffrey. You know better than that. They're just trying to bait me into saying it.
Can I go back to John Daly here for a second? Just for a second.
Okay.
John Daly had an interesting hypothesis that I want y'all to touch on.
What do you say? Golf's not a sport?
He said no. No.
Sounds like John Daly.
He said you play golf better. He plays golf better when he's drunk because he doesn't think.
Yeah.
Right?
But you said it was
Man,
totally
interesting.
mental. So there
The
goes
art,
that.
the art of not thinking is
By the way,
incredibly mental.
Mental is not a
Just saying.
prerequisite for something to be a sport.
Mm,
You have to be very smart to play.
how about to be a quarterback?
You
That's
just-
incredibly mental.
Well, it's a very different thing, isn't it? Very different. Amaya D says Boise State is in a weak division. Check their last year's schedule.
Yeah, they are in a weak division, but the fact that he got 2,600 yards, 2,500 yards in 12 games. Come on. 8 yards a carry. Come on, man.
Commando Duke has something to say about Kingsbury.
Okay.
He says, I don't think Kingsbury was a bad coach. He had no NFL coaching experience. Kime is a GM. Murray is a quarterback. His staff was picked for him. I wonder how much they ever respected him. Coached in the toughest division in football for years. Respectable record. Team always looked prepared. I don't think he was a bad coach. I think he was a horrible coach.
Very unpopular decision, but I don't think he was that bad of a coach either.
I think
I agree with
he's a good offensive coordinator in the first year or so of a college player. After that, things go south.
Where he goes, they score more points. I'll say that. Where he goes,
But it
whether that's
doesn't
at A&M,
sustain.
Yeah. That's
It doesn't sustain. And
that's
he
fair.
lost with Patrick Mahomes. He lost with some of these other quarterbacks.
Look at the points allowed that year. Their defense was giving up 40 points per game.
Did they have a defense?
Oh, I don't even know if they did.
I think they had a defense, did they?
They had one. I just don't know if it was, they had one.
There was something they called a defense.
Wow.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back. More of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Spring is finally here, and so are spring projects. So get them started at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale this weekend. Save on products like pressure washers for $69.99, 42-inch roller cabinets for under $500, plus 30% off Hercules corded power tools. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 3/9/25 while supplies last. Limitations apply, so spring in before it's over.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com. Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken karaage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
The Rich Eisen Show. What do you do if the Tennessee Titans? I would go with Cam Ward. I would say we don't want to be up here any longer. Or they do fall in love with Shedeur Sanders. With all due respect to Will Levis, I know we have these conversations over and over and over again that you have to be patient. You have to believe in your guy. They unfortunately didn't draft him.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 1580. The Fanatic.
State Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Man card accreditation goes to Texas tight end Gunnar Helm. He had a false start on his 40 and somehow just managed to tweak that ankle. And later on, you see a picture of it and you're like, oh, he's got a bonus foot. That's just like huge. That was, have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw.
Holy crap. It's
like a balloon.
But here's why the man card accreditation, you don't get one just for injuring yourself. So he does that. And he's like, and he's like, okay, fine. He didn't say a word to anyone. He just went out there and did whatever he had to do. And
culture guy.
Till he finished. But yeah, I mean, of course, they're like, wow, he seemed faster than that before. Why would he only have a 4.93 in the 40? Well, like he did it with a messed up ankle that he just messed up. And man, most people in this audience couldn't do a 4.93 with both good ankles.
Yeah, no way. No way. 4.93 in general.
And then he turned around and he's like, oh, he manned up even some more and did a 4.83.
You guys think Moist One could run a 4.93 40?
Oh, easy.
Really?
No.
He's so slippery.
No. No.
It's in the name.
I don't know. I think the
name, Randy.
Moist One, I can see like starting and then just collapsing halfway through.
He would slide
at 20 yards.
Right through the air. He would slide right through it.
Right.
I disagree,
He would just
Randy.
glide. That's right.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, Jeffrey, you're nuts. Quinshawn and Judkins are better than Ashton Genty.
Quinshawn and Judkins, that's one person.
I was gonna say,
what do your
sounded
nuts
like
have to do with it?
Sounded like a law firm there. Quinshawn and Judkins.
It did sound just like a law firm. In terms of being better than Genty, I don't quite know that because I'll say this about Quinshawn. Yes, Genty had a super easy schedule compared to Ohio State. Sure. But the offensive line that was blocking for him and the guys around him to make sure that box is not crowded. Quinshawn Judkins was in a pretty good situation himself. I'll say that. And Judkins, he's a good player. Like, this is no means to diss Quinshawn Judkins. I just don't think him and Genty should be compared at this moment.
Well, Baker's Cocky Hen says, I'd rather have Trayvon Henderson over Genty.
Gosh, I don't get it. I don't understand what is the hate here? What is going on? You
are going to drive listen, you got to pace yourself, kid.
Yeah.
You've got to just let some people say certain things and just shake your head. You know what I mean? You can't win everyone over as a convert to the Church of Harris.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
That's that dude's opinion. He says
you guys are right. You
feel free to fight the fights you want to fight, but you will go nuts if you try to fight every single one.
Are you guys speaking from experience here?
Oh yeah.
Well,
right.
From the experience of starting it, I have driven some away. Baker's Cocky Hens also says to not be overrated, he will have to have a Barry Sanders NFL career since everyone's comparing him to Barry Sanders. I think he's talking about Genty.
Well, was he comparing them to Barry Sanders' NFL career? Or was he comparing him to Barry Sanders' collegiate?
Well, that's what Harris had said. He's brought up his collegiate.
Yeah, he was near. I didn't say he was the player that Barry Sanders was, but I said he nearly broke his record.
Right. Nearly broke a record is just a fact, Baker.
Right.
If you have to be Barry Sanders or else you're overrated, then every other NFL player that has ever walked on the field except for Jerry Rice
Christian
is overrated.
McCaffrey is overrated then.
In that case.
So what I like the combine because it's kind of fun. You see the guys get out there
It
and
is
they're
fun.
just doing their thing, and you're like, okay, this is them auditioning for a job and trying to make their number go up in the draft, because if the number goes up, the money goes up. But then there's always stuff that the teams focus on that is dumb. They ask them stupid psychological questions.
Yeah.
The Wonderlic. And then there is Will Levis's hand size. That was like a big deal. And I just want to keep coming back to the same point. Watch what they did and watch what they can do. Okay.
You got a lot of film.
You start measuring parts of the body and say, well, what can you do with this?
Mm-hmm.
Not that one, moist one. But I'm talking about the hands or this or that. And they measure most everything.
Right.
And so now this Will Campbell
from Texas,
from LSU.
I was thinking of
He's a tackle.
Different Campbell.
Yeah.
Yes.
This guy is a tackle from LSU. And they're like, oh, we really like his play, but his arms, his arm length is just 33 7/8 of an inch.
First off, my apologies to DJ Campbell from Texas. Let me say that. Got those two mixed up.
The conventional minimum is 34 is why. So he's just 1/8 of an inch short in his arm length. And they're like, oh, just, I don't know. Guess he's going to go down in the draft. And if I'm the guy who he goes down to in the draft, I'm thrilled. Because you just watch the tape, right, Harris? You've seen this guy play.
Yep.
Will Campbell at LSU. And he says, listen, I've shown you what you need to see. I can play tackle at an elite level. Look at my tape. There's not one play on there where I get beat. You're like, ooh, well, you know why he got beat there? Shorter arms. He says, obviously, I don't have stereotypical offensive tackle arms. I'm aware of that. People have to nitpick something. I've heard it all my career. When I was coming out of high school, the college coaches all said the same thing. Guess what I did? I proved them wrong. It's something I anticipate doing again. Good for you, Will Campbell.
Good
Absolutely.
for you, Will Campbell. Yep.
He says 15 guys, close to 15 guys who will go in the first or second round. I blocked them. I handled them. So, he's like, hey, whatever.
He's right.
So
He's right.
Just a dumb thing to focus on.
The concern is, and I'm not saying this is valid, I'm just saying from the scouts or GM's point of view, when a tackle's got to take that outside step, you got to be able to have the arm length to extend. And when you're a guard, you don't have to have that as much. You just got to have a strong lower body and be able to push, right? And so, yeah, I think that's what they're concerned about. However, man, Will Campbell was a beast in college, man.
I understand what you're going to be concerned about.
Right.
But also watch what someone can actually do in reality.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, Randy, go ahead.
I was just going to say, listen, the Arizona Cardinals will take him.
I think a lot of people would take him. But I think, as you're sitting there trying to nitpick, as he says, to find out who is the best next pick, you got to, if all things are equal. But here's the thing, Harris, how many players are equal to Will Campbell?
Not many.
Exactly.
Not many.
So
at all.
Again, just sometimes some of this stuff is just nonsense.
Yep.
Just nonsense.
Yep.
I love this. This cracked me up. Tyler Shuck, from Louisville, quarterback.
Yeah. Good player.
I'm just going to read this, and it becomes funnier as I do. He says, the media makes an issue of me being 25 years old, but NFL teams don't. Sure, I spent 7 years in college, played 3 years over here and then in Oregon, and 3 years in Texas, and then I played a season in Louisville. And listen, as a 25-year-old starting quarterback, NFL teams like that about me. They don't mind that I'm a little bit older than most rookies. My grandkids are really looking forward to me playing in the NFL.
My grandkids?
My grandkids.
I just made that up. 7 years. 7 years. There has to be some sort of adjustment. to where you don't have 7-year
I love the
football
confidence.
players
Love the confidence, at least.
in college. He's like,
Yeah.
no, these guys don't mind. I mean, media makes a deal of it, but the NFL loves it. Do they?
I'm forgetting his name. There was a
Tyler
guy,
Shuck.
There was a guy that played minor league baseball and then went recently to Arkansas after playing minor league baseball. So he was like a 28-year-old, 27-year-old.
He went back to
freshman
college
to play.
Oh my God. At this point, your
Isn't that
career is
nuts?
not going where you think it'll go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen like the age, like demographic of Auburn's team compared to the Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder. It's like a year apart. It's really close. Yeah. Yeah. So something it's the COVID thing kind of messed a lot of things up. I'll say that.
yeah,
We're
7
getting past
years
that.
though. 7. There got to
7
be a
years.
limit.
7 years is crazy. It's just
Hey.
because you don't have a governing body that has enough of a firm grasp on the sport.
Filthy Phil is on the text line. He says, this is the very end of the COVID college lifers. Okay. After this draft, back to 4 or 2-year college kids in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll pass. I mean, at the same time, though, I tell you, when the NCAA isn't necessarily incredibly powerful. So these guys can get waivers relatively easy. So all of a sudden, you're going to get some 5, 6-year guys. Also, red shirts happen here and there. And so got to factor that in too.
I feel like this is the end of the COVID lifers. After this
Very
year or
astute
so,
observation. Randy.
it'll straighten away. Yeah.
Very astute.
Thank
Very
you.
astute.
Well
Thank you.
done, man. That's some high analysis by you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Cardinal Art says, speaking of hands, Jalen Milroe, his hands grew overnight. Seems since the Senior Bowl. No, actually, it's true. He grew like a quarter of an inch there. His hands got bigger. You got to remember, these guys are kids. You know, their bodies are still growing. Their brains are still forming. And Cardinal Art also says local legend Randall McDaniel.
Wow, that legitimately happened. I'm looking at this. His hands grew by more than half an inch since the Senior Bowl. What?
No, I wasn't making that up. You thought I was making that up? You had a look
thought
on your face like you thought I was making that up.
I did.
No, it's
I
true.
looked
I
at
saw
it.
that story this morning.
True.
Anyways, back to this.
That's crazy.
Randall McDaniel had
Randall.
alligator arms and hands. Look how that turned out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good point. Quiet Cannon says, talking about body parts being important, don't forget about the long arm of the law. Thank you, Quiet Cannon.
Wow.
And with that lameness, I'm taking a break. that was so much. Are you a corn farmer? Because that's just so much corn right there.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a daily blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. Your lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! and outrun a few.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
A career in law enforcement puts you on a course with unlimited paths. At the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, your career can take you virtually anywhere you want to go. Detention officer, deputy sheriff, and emergency dispatcher are just a few available career paths. As you gain experience, you may also earn specialized assignments or follow a leadership track. Pursue your passion and explore rewarding and exciting career opportunities with MCSO. Learn more at jobs.mcso.org. Honor the law, serve the people. Sponsored by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So, Aaron Rodgers not going to play for the Jets. We don't know where he's going to play yet. Possibly the Giants. I don't know. I really don't care. But the Jets are having their phone ring a little bit for Davante Adams. And then they're like, yeah, well, we can't trade him off. We're just going to cut him. We're just going to cut him. Well, that sort of ruins your leverage to trade when you say that out loud. When you start saying, I think we're just going to cut him. But people are calling you up trying to trade. They're like, hey, what would you? I guess they just figure they'll save more by getting rid of him because they can save like $30 million if they do that. Because, he's got a cap hit of 38.25 for 2025. And they can carve 30 of that off if they just release him.
That's a 1,000-yard receiver last year that they were just like,
instead of trading,
too much work.
Just
cut him.
Trading, we might actually get something. Instead, we'd rather save $30 million.
Well, just cut him.
Who's smart? I mean, I guess it's money smart, but okay. So
this is why Jets fans they just stay in their cocoons of misery, man. Like, why would you even go outside? If you're a Jets fan, is there any hope? Any?
I guess there is a question though, like Davante Adams, right?
Right.
See, we just don't know who he is right now. Has he aged out? Yes, he had 854 yards on 67 catches, 7 touchdowns, and that's in 11 games. So yeah, that's another 1,000-yard season. Would have been his 6th in a row had he
forgot his stint with the Raiders.
Not. Like had he been on the team.
Yeah, he had 1,000 yards if you combine the two.
He had 5 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and this could have been the 6,000. The 6th. So, so if he gets cut, this basically this is going to be a bidding war, I guess. People wanting Davante Adams, but is he dumb enough to say, I want to go with Aaron? God, I hope not.
I don't know. Depends where Aaron Rodgers goes. Honestly, that could play a big factor in where Davante goes.
If you want to catch a lot of balls and make a lot of yards and lose a lot of games, then sure, follow Aaron Rodgers.
Does Aaron Rodgers take the Brett Favre route and go to Minnesota? Remember, this is uncanny, but Brett Favre retired, went to the Jets, and then went to the Vikings. Aaron Rodgers retired, went to the Jets. I'm just saying, it's pretty insane, pretty nuts.
It would be silly,
yeah.
And I don't think the
could
Vikings
legitimately happen.
Have need. I don't think they would go there.
Yeah,
I don't think
they would either.
They're looking at JJ McCarthy right now,
or Sam Darnold, but probably McCarthy.
Well, they'll probably look at Sam Darnold just to be a backup, just like he was supposed to be in the first place. So
14 and what are they?
Or they'll trade him. They'll trade him. Wait, is he free agent or is it trade?
He's free agent.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I don't think you're going to see Sam Darnold in a Vikings uniform. I think that somebody else will have him. But anyway, so yeah, just so weird to hear about Davante Adams. Yeah, we're going to cut you. Oh my God.
Yeah.
By the way, the Raiders, it turns out they were willing to pay Matthew Stafford $100 million 2 years. That is what they were getting ready to offer. So whatever the Rams came up with to keep him, has to be more, right? So
yeah, ever since that Super Bowl, the Rams have been in sort of a weird spot. There were talks about McVay leaving, and then now they're trading Cooper Kupp, and then at Stafford possibly leaving. Like, the Rams have made the playoffs a lot, and last year they were highly competitive too. 2 years ago too. Like, I don't get it. I really don't buy it. I don't understand what's going on there, but something ain't right, I guess.
Well, right enough to make Matthew Stafford say, I don't know if we have any more details on what the deal is, but they reworked that for him. So, so that mystery is solved. Right. By the way, so here's a couple of interesting things for season ticket holders. Randy White, by the way.
Yes.
Randy White hates when people have season tickets to the Arizona Cardinals. And then you go and you look over and they've got like people from the other team there. And then people just get the season tickets and sell their tickets.
It just drives me crazy.
I don't blame you, Randy.
Well, guess what? There is a way to combat that. I just don't know if the Cardinals have stones for it, because the Packers are now refusing to renew season tickets to anyone who sells 100% of the seats for multiple years. Meaning the brokers, the people who get the season tickets, and then they just sell them somebody else. You can track that because it's all digital now, right?
Yes. Thank you.
So now they're saying, hey, nope, if you're doing that, we are going to take them from you, and we got a big ass waiting list.
Yes, they do.
Can I just say, in a world of sports where we go more and more corporate, the Packers remain to their guns. They're a publicly owned team by the city. They've almost gone broke here and there. That's happened. That's legitimately happened. When brokers are trying to take their tickets and sell them for profit.
Well, they get a little something from that, by the way.
Nope, they do. They do. Lambeau's been around for so long. Green Bay's such a small market, man. It's like a college town. Look, in a world taken over by corporate companies, the Green Bay Packers stick to their guns.
Well, that's what you'd call a good corporation. And it's not about the interests of one owner or a dumb owner or whatever. This is
it's the city.
This is actually kind of a nice way to run a team if you think about it.
It is.
So I appreciate that. This is, and it's being run for the fans. It's not being run for the owner. It's being run for the fans
at Cardinals.
And so it is the fans' best interest. And probably they have complained, tired of seeing people in these season tickets when my aunt has been on a waiting list for 33 years. She'd sure like to have a chance, and she'd come to every game. The Packers listened, and so now they've made a change on that. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. We'll have to see that, man.
Not cool is the NFL ending season tickets for the London games at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They've sent out an email, and they're like, hey, by the way, you know how you have season tickets? You don't anymore. We want to give more fans the opportunity to attend the games. So you'll have access to exclusive pre-sale for 2 games, but there's no more season ticket holders. Sorry. Bye-bye. Way to go.
What?
Way to aggravate and anger the people you're trying to win over to football. You got 100,000 seat stadium, and you can't let some people have their season tickets.
Why is that?
What's the 2-game season?
What's the motive by the NFL there? I don't get it.
Well, it's got to be financially motivated
somehow, but
they have figured it out that they can make more money because more tickets are available. And then they're trying to also probably work it out with travel agents or something. I don't know.
Right. Probably jacking up prices and people will buy it. So they're like, oh, hey, we'll do this.
I find this sad.
It is sad. It is sad, Jeffrey.
The Jets say, seems like the Cardinals are doing everything they can to get rid of their fans. Randy's still here.
Randy's still here.
He ain't going nowhere.
Randy's a lifer. Nope. He's loyal.
Better believe it, Jack.
All three of us are loyal. Can't take that away from us.
I'm loyal, but I'm, if you hear me talk, I'm like depressed, about being a Colts fan a lot. Even when the Colts are doing good, I'm a self-hating Colts fan. I'm just like, everybody's like, hey, your Colts are doing great. I'm like, yeah, just wait.
Just wait.
Just see what happens.
I'm the same way with the Titans and Cardinals. It's all kind of all in that boat.
Cardinal Art says, I'm with Randy. Those scalper fans are ridiculous. Drives me crazy. Like the song by Shakin' Stevens, May I Please Have a Cold Beer? I don't understand what Shakin' Stevens is.
That is, yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No.
He might have just typed some weird stuff there. I don't know. Hey, guys, speaking of the Packers, did you guys hear that DK Metcalf might be traded to the Packers?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's the last year of his 3-year, $72 million extension, and he's only going to make $18 million in 2025, but it's a almost $32 million cap charge. But if they trade, that'll get him about, $11 million in cap space, for Seattle. But yeah, I guess the Packers are trying to make this happen.
There is some people have disputed this report that DK Metcalf is available for trade.
Are you calling Corbin K. Smith of Emerald City Spectrum a liar? He will meet you at dawn. And then Pete Bukowski of the Leap, he says, I can confirm Corbin's reporting. How dare you, sir? And then Matt Schneidman of the Athletic says, these guys are full of crap.
Yep. Honestly, if Green Bay was able to make this trade happen, it would be phenomenal for them. It is honestly the next step that they need. Because remember last year,
is DK still DK though?
Yeah. I mean, he's
is he at a high level?
Yeah, he is. If Green Bay got him, remember all the receiver injuries they had last year in the playoff game? Like Watson went down, Reed went down, all these guys went down. And so for Green Bay, that is the next step that takes them from a good to a great team, in my opinion.
I guess we'll see what happens. But remember, he's crazy. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history.
Back in the year 1875 at the Victoria Skating Rink in Montreal, Canada, the first recorded indoor hockey game took place. Hockey, usually confined to the outdoors on ice or in fields, typically lacked any rules or regulation. But this game featured 2 teams, 2 goaltenders, a referee, a puck, a time limit, and they did indeed call it hockey. Back to you, Jeffrey.
Wow, that's a good one, Big George.
Yeah, and the advertisement, that was the first time you'd seen it in print, and they called it hockey. Come see a hockey game. So
come see a hockey game.
1875.
Wow.
The birth date of hockey itself, the way we know it.
That is an old sport.
Yep.
Old sport. Older than anything except for baseball.
When was that? 1864?
I think that sounds about right.
Oh,
sounds about
right. Hold on. When was I'm gonna get it before you do. It was 1846. I was right. I just transposed the 6 and the 4.
You were
in my head.
Impressively close, though.
Yeah. That's all right. It was the dyslexics version of winning.
Yes.
It wasn't right, but it sounded good.
Right.
$1.
God dang it, Randy. Why do you always do this to me?
See?
He's like, the year of our Lord 1. Yeah.
I win again, Jeffco.
Why do you do this to me? Man, oh
Randy
man.
on fire. Randy's on fire.
Some days I have it. Some days I don't.
That's life, though.
Cardinal Art says DK, in all honesty, but those good Lyle Alzado mixed with Bill Romanowski pre-workout shakes proves Jeff goes right. He's crazy. So is that text. I'm not quite sure what the hell you're just saying there.
There are some good receivers that have been pretty crazy.
Lyle Alzado?
That help you win football games.
Bill Romanowski?
Oh yeah,
Bill Romanowski.
Are they
Tell
crazy?
me about Bill Romanowski, man. What a name.
Yeah.
Sorry, I remember he was the guy that broke that guy's finger.
Yeah.
And just smashed it.
Sure.
Wow. Yeah. Going into the vault here, guys.
Going into
The vault.
YouTube is what you've been doing. You've just been sitting there just like, oh, that's good.
My friend has Madden 02.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not that
The
much
legends.
of a gamer. I'm not that much of a gamer, but when I'll come over there, I'll play that and I'll be like, oh, this is awesome. Playing with like Jerry Rice at the Raiders and Rich Gannon. Gosh, love it. Love it.
The good old days, Randy.
Yep.
Otherwise
Back in the
known
good
as
old days.
our days.
Yep. Yep.
Before I was around.
So here's what's going on this week on 1580 The Fanatic. We got a GCU game on Thursday, 6:45 p.m. broadcast start. It's one of the last two games of the season. They play again on Saturday at 1:45 p.m. Then on, let's see here. Oh, we got the NASCAR. We got the General Tire 150 at 6 p.m. on Friday. And then on Saturday, we also have the NCAA Ohio Valley Conference Championship. That's basketball. Right?
That's always a classic.
Yeah. And then we've got the Shriners Children 500 NASCAR race here in Phoenix. We have that at 11:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. And by the way, that's when everybody does the time change on their clocks. So all the shows we watch are going to change times on us. We don't move, but everything around us moves. So then Rich Eisen will be on at 9 a.m. instead of 10 a.m.
How about that?
How about that?
I don't think we're changing times.
Ohio Valley Conference Championship, very wide open this year. Anyone's game. Southern Illinois could do it. You never know.
When will we know who's in that game?
You will know. The championship's usually on a Friday.
Well, it's on a Saturday now.
Or Saturday. Sometimes they must have moved it.
Must be different. Unless I got my date wrong on the calendar. I guess I better check that. We'll figure out who's playing and when and what and stuff. We got all week to do that. Everybody, that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Until then, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil